guys, we are back. This is the Juice Box. This is the first time in a very long time that we've recorded on a weekend, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the first time I can only really speak for myself. This is the first time in a long time that I've drank a beer while recording. So I'm very excited. Kicking it old school. Big Czar, what's up?
Yeah, I brought a bucket.
Nice bucket of beer. I love it.
Nothing better.
Yeah, well, I was telling Bubba, this is probably, I can never remember the number, but before quarantine started, we literally would just get shit-faced for every single episode.
Most episodes.
Yeah.
I'd probably say 30.
Even into quarantine, I was still drinking during episodes.
Yeah.
I'd bring like 3 beers. No, you're not getting hammered, but I'd still drink like every episode.
Yeah, it's always funny, too, when I pull those archive clips and I see, like, the 2019s and, like, early 2020s. I mean, the stuff we would say is like, how do we even think about
I think
this shit?
the most notorious drinking episode was we had like a crowd here to watch,
dude,
and people just kept
rough.
like grabbing the mic and like
Kyle
chiming
Fair.
in.
Really?
Fucking
Yes.
yeah, it was his
See that?
episode.
Yes.
That's
That
right.
sounds electric.
And after the fact, though, we were like, well, one, Jake was shit-faced.
Bombed.
Shit-faced,
Bombed.
hammered. And after the fact, we were like, we have to re-record this. We had,
Yeah.
because it was like chaos.
It
going on.
did we fully re-record that episode?
We didn't, I don't think not the whole thing, but we did.
Yeah, I was gonna
we
say
had
we
a lot.
we redid some
Kyle
parts
came
of it.
back over and we did some more.
I remember Two Masons episode was like that, too, though. Early on, that's when we were still back
Still
there.
over there.
And like,
Oh, is that where it used to be?
oh yeah. So
It was a little vibe back
I
then.
liked it
Yeah,
back there.
yeah, it was pretty
truthfully.
cool back there.
If it wasn't for the TV having the logo, I would much rather be back.
Well, you
back
know
in
what
that
the cool-
corner.
No, the biggest crowd we had was Tig's episode.
That was a big
That
crowd.
might be the one you're thinking of.
That probably is the one I'm thinking of. Roy Miller.
Like, I mean, this whole section of the room was like just people, just drinking and
Honestly,
chilling.
I
don't
think
know.
the best
Just
part of this,
vibing.
Yeah,
I think the best part of this whole story is on episode 100. I just had no idea this was going on, but Uncle AJ thought he was coming for tryouts like every time he was on. And then every time he would come, we would just take the other person and be like, yeah, we're going to put you on the podcast now. I had no idea he thought that way. And then when he told that when we were recording, I genuinely felt bad. I was like, this makes me sad that you thought we were like putting you in a tryout, because I love him. It'd be great to have him, but the fact that he was leaving every time, bummed because we
out.
didn't ask him to be on. So sad.
That is
yeah. When
Must
you,
have sucked that episode.
when you put it that way, yeah, it is-
his episodes are great episodes.
they're always good.
Yeah.
Like, and I invited him to come today,
Me too.
but he's leaving for North Carolina tomorrow.
He's
so.
been a lot more active on the Twitter sphere lately. Has anyone noticed that?
Yeah, he was sending me shirt designs too. He's like,
did he text you? Which one did you say you liked better?
I like the one with the full rectangle.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's revamping everything again. Hopefully, starts firing it off.
He's the type of dude that just goes completely ghost over the summer when school's not in session, which I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
that way during like wintertime. I just kind of isolate, which sometimes you need that.
I
You
feel
know,
like I'd be the same way if I was a school teacher.
Yeah.
Summer break hits, and I'd just be like,
Yeah. That's why I'm happy we switched these to Thursday, at least in the summer. I mean, I know we're not recording on Thursday now, but like, because once the wintertime starts and it gets dark,
Yeah.
I hope we go back to weekends, because I do nothing when it gets dark outside.
that's what
Dude,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I really.
it is weird because I'd never thought of it before until I was having a conversation, which is, we'll give it the side story. So a couple weekends ago, we were trying to formulate what we were going to do, and nothing was following through. Like, there was some, I forget, some food truck thing that was supposed to happen downtown or something. Sorry. But anyway, it didn't happen, which it's fine. But we were going there, and then it was like, we can't go there now. What are we going to do? Nothing was following through. So I just said, hey, like, I'm going to go get a cooler and a lawn chair and go sit in the creek behind my house, which I did. And like a couple of the Gregs came over, and we were just talking, and we just got in this kind of conversation we're having, and it's like, wintertime rolls around and it is like I don't do anything. I don't. What is that though? I know it's because it's cold and it's dark.
Seasonal depression.
I think
But
that's
I don't
what it
even
is.
want to say like it's a depression.
It
It's
is
like
for
a-
me, for sure.
It's not even that for. It's more of like an actual like social like hibernation. For
But
me.
I think
like I'm not depressed or anything, but it's like when it's cold and dark, it's like I just want to like
Yeah, it's
be
just,
comfy in my little.
I mean,
cave
that's
at
what
home.
it is. It is like a hibernation type effect because
Yeah.
that's like your body just it's
Yeah.
cycling through the seasons
I
and
s-
that's what you're used to.
I still think the right word would be depression. Though.
For
like, like-
me, I can say I definitely get like a seasonal, maybe not depression, but like in a funk. Like by the time we're always like at the end of February, I'm like ready to like I'm like praying every day like spring, like please break through. So
which
I
again,
could-
hopefully, I know we talked about this every single year, but I hope this is the year where they're supposed to stop the time change.
Yeah,
I know it's coming up eventually.
dude.
that
Yeah.
would be a big help.
That
Big
will be a
sorry. You
big
know what
help.
it was for me was your birthday party this year.
That was that was the
my-
moment.
Yes.
was mine,
and
too.
I got shit faced
Me too.
in like an hour and a half.
Same.
I drank like I'm not exaggerating. I drank like 18 beers
Yeah.
in like
yeah.
an hour and a half. And Angie was having a very nice conversation with your cousin Sammy. She loves her. And I just grabbed her, like I grabbed the back of Angie's shoulder, and I was like, I have to leave. So I texted my mom, and she came and got us. I was like, I need to leave right now.
No, that was definitely the first
Yeah.
thing for me.
And it was
in the
warm
year.
that day too. I wore shorts.
I
had a
It was the
t-shirt
first day I
on,
wore
yeah.
shorts. I remember. Yeah, dude. I was actually talking about that night the other day and the amount of because they had a very good like deal on buckets of beer.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
amount of buckets of beer that
Yes.
kept getting ordered
I
and
know.
was back there was
Yeah.
insane. It was just
That was a fun party, though. I had a
Yeah, it
lot
was
of fun.
good
In
vibe.
They
the
did-
hour and a half I was
They
there.
did have a good deal because I remember ordering a bucket of beer and 2 White Claws and it being an amount. And I was thinking in my head, like, there's no way she charged me the full
Dude, it
amount.
was a great deal. I can't remember what it was, but it was fantastic.
Which
So I
now,
was telling everyone, I was like, just order buckets.
You know what I'm tired of?
What?
5 beer buckets. There were
Yeah.
supposed to be 6 beers in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Draws me nuts. Sorry.
They do that shit
I
with
hear ya.
wings, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Just, you ever notice, like, you order, like, 2 pounds of wings and there's, like, 1 wing missing? I'm like, did you think I wasn't going to notice?
Yeah.
Wait,
Right.
what constitutes a pound of wings for you? 6 wings?
Or it's, like, usually, like, 8, right?
I don't know.
I
don't
but
know. Yeah. I guess-
Usually, I feel like there's usually a quantity, right?
see, I always thought a pound of wings was
I
like
always thought
8
it
or
was.
9
I thought it was
wings.
8 wings. I thought that was like the standard. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, what I'm saying is like, I've noticed it wherever. Like, you order two orders of 8 wings or whatever, and then there's one missing. I'm like, dude,
And they're like $37 right now.
know,
I don't
right?
trust a place that sells their wings by the pound.
No?
No.
Not even Drovers.
Are we going to get into this
Yeah, let's get
debate?
into
Because,
it.
like,
It's the best. I had it today. I had Drovers
Dude,
today.
you went to Drovers today?
I went to like a family thing and they had it. They got
had it
takeout.
there.
This
Yeah.
is a great discussion because this is an old discussion, and it feels like just like a nostalgic
Well, like, some
night.
people want to crucify the Juice Box Pod for saying that Pickles wings are better.
They're-
And
yes,
I might die on that hill.
I will too, and I have.
But to be fair, I haven't had Drovers in a while.
Me-
So, like, I
that's true,
truly
too.
think that we need to do something.
So
Drovers
With
is
that being
Drovers
said-
is still Drovers, I will say. Drovers is definitely still really good. But it's not good enough now with pickles around to
Yeah,
drive
to
20
leave.
minutes to
Right.
get.
with
I
that,
agree.
That's a big factor. But with that being said, I like Czar's idea. We need to take a juice box trip to Drovers.
I would love
yeah.
to.
I think
sit in the basement.
some comparison needs to actually be done here. And I was working on a Czar's top 10 wings in the state of West Virginia list where I was like traveling
I love
and like
wings.
taking a picture at each place. And I kind of got a little stagnant on it, so I'd like to continue that so I could make that blog post. But
I'll die on the hill. It's Drovers, Mario's Fishbowl, and then everything else.
Fishbowl.
Wow.
okay, Fishbowl, yeah.
Fishbowl just celebrated their 72,
75th.
Yeah.
75,
I went to
70 something year of business.
Yeah, dude. I love how in the original Fishbowl location there's stuff on the walls
Oh, yeah.
still from like the
Yes.
70s and stuff.
Mhm.
My uncle when he was in college at WVU, and this was like, he was down there like the football stadium was still underneath like Woodburn and stuff when he was in school.
How old's this man? 90?
He is getting ready to retire, so he's getting up there. But like he was always talks about Fishbowl being the spot, and like it's so cool how that lasted generations like that. Fishbowl's an awesome spot.
Do you know what they give away at those parties, like their annual anniversary parties? Because I went my last year. I lived in Morgantown. It's like a big fish and a little fish, I think is what they call it. And the little fish, they like pool numbers all night. And those are the two big prizes. And they give a bunch of other shit away too. But the little fish, you're entitled to one free fish bowl every day for a year. And the big fish is two free fish bowls every day for a year.
Wow.
I mean, you would have to go every day.
Literally every day.
You would have to.
That's sick.
I really, really, really miss Morgantown food all the time. Food and bars. It's just a different vibe.
Well, JT, I don't know if you care to talk about this, but that was your big bachelor party idea.
Oh, yeah. No, yes. Like, I don't want to, there's nothing planned yet, like in stone. So I don't have any wedding plans yet, but it's probably not going to be here. So we know that. Mm-hmm. So I was saying, keep like the bachelor party pretty low key.
Yeah.
Easy for everyone. And I said, how fun would it be to just get like a sweet Airbnb in Morgantown and we just went out like we were in college?
I would love it.
I'd be so
like
happy.
I think that would be that would be so much fun.
No, I'm
I'd be
with
so
you.
down for that.
And it'd be easy for us to do. We know the area. Be a good time.
I think for me, it would probably be the first time walking up and down High Street where the college kids look like little kids.
Like
you remember when you were in 8th grade and the kindergartners and the first graders looked like little kids? Like, that's how it would finally be now. You would see these young kids and you'd be like, how's this person old enough to be in college?
Dude, that's was legit my thoughts when we were at the blue and gold game. The college kids I was seeing, I was like, how are these kids in college?
So anytime I work in Morgantown, I make it a thing to drive through, like drive past them out. Like I just like
through
to
campus.
I just like to do that.
Yep.
And this was this summer, so school's out obviously, but there's people visiting, like groups of students. And I'm looking at these kids, and I'm like, dang, these are fucking children visiting to go to college. I know I haven't been out for that long. I mean, it's been what, 4 years, which is not that long, but it's crazy to think like. So I was a freshman in 2013, so almost 10 years ago, and it's crazy to think like, just seeing those kids. It's like, dang, we were that young, and we thought we were so old.
I was laying in bed last night, and I got so upset because I started thinking about this thing, and I was like, in 3 years, it'll be 10 years since I graduated college.
That is wild.
In 3 years, 2025, it will be 10 years since I was in Morgantown. And I used to get that way about Central. And now the fact that it's literally almost here to where we were in, like, it's already been 10 years ago, I would have been living in my rat's hole up in Garrison Ave.
Yeah.
It's crazy that's 10
It's
years
just
ago.
wild to think. Yeah, like, and I was the type of person where because I can remember doing this all the time. When I was in college, I'd have those retrospective moments or introspective moments, whatever you want to say, where I'd be there, like in my living room, drinking, smoking, whatever, and I'd always be thinking, I'd be like, man, like, like I'm gonna be 30 one day, and then I'd always be like, but you're so far away from that. Like, just live in the moment, live in the now. And now that is the now. And it just seems like that just went by way too fast.
Yeah.
It does.
Like that wasn't
also,
that long ago.
Yeah. I do this a lot too. Do you ever think like you're sitting here like, oh this is my life, like, I'm still doing like a lot of the same things. But then you look at what you were doing like even 5 years ago and you're like, my life has changed so fucking much.
I think that basically every day.
If you would have told me, Bubba, look back at our graduation picture I posted the day of graduation. At that time, if you look at that, and if you would have told me, JT, in 4 years, you would have a podcast, you'd be engaged to a Hispanic woman, and you sell cigarettes for a living. I would have been like, you're full
You're
of fucking
nuts.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy. You know what I
I
mean?
do the same thing now. Like, I'll be at home sitting on the couch and I'll be like, man, like, what am I going to be doing when I'm 40? But then I'm like, well, don't even worry about that. Like, that's still 10 years away. But next thing I know, I'll be 40. And I feel like time's going to speed up a lot once you have a kid, too.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I just had this conversation with one of my stores at work. Because we were just bullshitting about
Because you're going to have a kid, and then all of a sudden your kid's going to be 10.
Yep.
And then you're going to be like, well, fuck, I'm
said,
41.
Yeah, because he's like a later 30s guy with a couple kids. And I was like, I want to have kids, but I feel like once I have a kid, my life will be in fast forward.
Well, that's like what you and I were just talking about before we started, like, in terms of, you know, maybe trying to go live somewhere else and see what that would be like. We were saying how easy it is to literally just, which nothing wrong with staying here, but how easy it is for how quick it goes. Like, you know what I mean? Because you do the same thing all the time, every day with the same people, which is fine. I love it, family and all that. But you realize how fast life actually. I mean, 5 years ago from now, I was literally working at Enterprise, living in Springdale. That was 5 years ago, and it legitimately feels like yesterday.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Going out every weekend,
Dude.
every Friday, every Saturday, every single one to the goddamn T. Going out, dancing, getting fucked up, doing stupid stuff, and then 5 years comes by, and my hangovers are 3 days long now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life hits you like at the end of your 20s. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just exclusive to us because of how hard we've gone for like a long time. But man, like life really hits you fast, like at the end of your 20s in drinking terms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like now I can't drink like 2 days in a row, like binge drink 2 days in a row.
I'm so nervous for that moment. I'm sure it just hits
Oh my
like
God.
out of nowhere.
It
And one
does.
day you're just like, I can't do it
But
anymore.
see, the worst part about it is you refuse it for about 2 years. So it hits you,
Yeah.
but you still tell yourself,
you're like,
I can
no.
still do this.
Exactly.
And then a year and a half, 2 years goes by, and you wake up and your back starts to hurt because you slept funny the night before, and you're like,
That's me
what
every
the
day.
fuck's going on?
That's me
Bro,
every day.
I'm telling you, I agree 100%. Because, Jake, you know, from living together, when I'm hungover, I don't fucking do anything.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't move. Like, I'll lay fetal position, like, all day long. But I swear, like, I've had to learn, like, some hard ways. You can, like, beat that almost. If you
can.
just drink waters in between, like,
Pedialyte.
I'm telling you.
It's
you
a
can beat it.
mentality thing too.
Yeah, it is.
I swear half of hangovers are mental.
And,
I really believe that nowadays, but it's just hard to get out of that
Yeah.
mentality. I don't know.
And if you get up and try to be productive, it'll go away. If you lay there all day is when it fucking sucks. At least me.
Hey,
I
you're
only speak for
right.
myself.
I can say my last real bad hangover was the day after my wedding, and
Oh, I thought I was going to die.
I woke up. I woke up and was like, rolled over in bed. I was like real hot and sweaty because for whatever reason, drinking makes you like hot and sweaty the next day too.
Ew, yeah.
But anyways, I rolled over and I was like, man, I'm real hot and sweaty, but I feel all right. So I got up. I was walking around. Breakfast got delivered. We ate breakfast. I was like, man, I'm good. Like, what's going on? I'm good. I feel good. I think I was still drunk.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
get you.
And then all of a sudden, I was sitting there and I was like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dying. I had to take some medicine and like I was sitting there on the couch literally thinking to myself like, you're dying. But then we left to like go deliver some stuff or whatever, take more wedding shit back to our house, and like getting up and moving got me feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got back up to the cabin, people started coming back over to watch the Pens game. I just started drinking again,
You were drinking.
and I was good. I was drunk. I got
Yeah.
drunk again that night.
Which rightfully so. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, what you were drinking tea and
I was drinking Arnold
Whit-
Palmer's mixed with
Whitney.
Pink Whitney.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Arnold Whitneys. The Pink Arnolds.
Pink Arnold.
Yeah.
Pink Arnold's, if you will.
Yeah. It's crazy because after your wedding, I was okay. After Michael's wedding, I was okay. It's like you guys, two of my best friends. But for some reason, after fucking Colleen's wedding last Saturday morning at the airport, I literally wanted to die. Like, I was so hungover, times that in an airport. Like, it was
Dude, I
awful,
couldn't imagine.
bro. I mean, the way up on our flight there, like, I like was trying my best to not like panic because my stomach hurt. I was like, I'm in a confined space.
That's
I could
always the
honestly
worst.
puke everywhere. You know what? I don't care. This is a safe space. I fucking cried on that flight.
You cried?
Just to myself.
Hell yeah.
I didn't sit with because Southwest. I didn't know this. You guys know
Yeah,
Southwest?
yeah.
It's a free for all
Yes,
for seats.
it's crazy.
One, it's insane. Think of the redneck run for fucking airplanes.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Free for all for seats. We were group 7. We were the last 2 on the fucking plane.
Oh,
So we didn't
man.
get to sit together. I sat in the middle of 2 old ladies reading their books. They were bigger ladies too. And I just had my sunglasses on with my hat pulled down my face, just crying.
That's awesome.
I was like, this is terrible.
Dude, traveling is
it
the
sucked.
worst, and then add like a horrible hangover on top. Couldn't imagine.
Oh my God.
Actually, I could imagine because we did it on the way home from fucking. The Siesta Key trip was fucking real bad.
Dude, there is nothing worse than airports. I'm
Oh,
actually,
dude, they're I hate 'em.
actually, yeah.
But
Airports are fucking awful.
you know
They
what's crazy?
suck.
Jake, you know what's
It's-
crazy about this? Because you would never expect this from me. I actually, I enjoy the process now.
Nah.
When I was a kid, terrified. I absolutely, even like 5 years ago, terrified of flying. For some reason, I've been like just having fun at airports lately, other than last Saturday morning. But like,
You didn't shit your pants in the airport in
no.
Orlando when they had us walking together with dog. I had nothing
I was like,
wrong
whatever.
with me on that in that airport.
yeah, that's scary.
And they had to separate us, and they're like, "Don't look at the dog. You must walk at this pace." I'm like, "I'm gonna die right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. Why am I walking through these dogs? Why am I having to do this?" They make everything so nerve wracking because they're all so fucking uptight. They're hungover. They partied the
I'm
next
glad
day,
we brought
and they're all
up
just sitting there
airports.
like, "Bags here. Take your computer out of our bag. What the fuck?" It's like, Jesus Christ.
Well, okay. Let me bring up something because this pissed me off. On my honeymoon, I went through how many different airports were we? Yeah, like 5 or 6 different airports during that whole trip. TSA needs some national consistency.
TSA sucks.
You go through Pittsburgh, they're like, shoes have to be off, laptops, electronics, please come out, take your hats off, blah, blah, blah. Get to fucking wherever we ended up, Minneapolis, they're like, oh no, shoes stay on, just
Yeah.
take your electronics out. Okay. Get to LAX, they're like, don't take anything out of your bag, don't
Yeah.
take anything
That's
off.
a really
The,
good point.
the last flight I
I
was
never
on,
even thought about that because you're right.
It's stupid.
they
It
were
is,
like,
yeah.
I took my Apple Watch off because it's fucking electronic, and they were like, if you take your watch off, everyone's gonna take their watch off. And I was like, that's not what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's such a everyone's just
And-
gonna
and
take
then-
their watch off.
you're right though.
It's
I never
stupid.
thought about
There's
that.
no you would think like the TSA I feel like is a federal organization, right?
Yeah,
right?
it has to
Yeah,
be,
I would
right?
assume.
Wouldn't they all follow the same guidelines?
You would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, dude?
Yeah, so
And then I had a TSA guy was a big dick to me, and I was like this close to just like clapping back so hard. But then I was like, man, I'm gonna end up on a no-fly list.
yeah,
It's just very
So
frustrating.
I was gonna do the same thing because I had an American flight coming back from Michael's wedding, me and the Schwarf, and we got
The Schwarf brought
the
up
Schwarf gets
every
brought
episode.
up every week.
Every week. the
because
Schwarf.
like when I was younger, I always flew Spirit or whatever because it was cheap or kind of cheap. And so American, you could like pick your own seats, which I was unheard of to me. And so I picked right next to the Schwarf. I was going to drink on the way home, going to have fun. And it gets delayed, takes forever. Get up there and they're like, okay, you are now seat 7C or whatever. We moved you. I was like, you could fucking do that? What do you
Yeah.
mean you moved me?
Yeah, I know.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
That's why I hate American though, because that's how they get you, because you can pick your own seats, and then if you're hungover on the way back in your mind, you're like, that's only $47 extra to sit in the front row, and then they get you for that extra money
Yeah.
because I want the leg space.
Well, Bubba, I know you. Did you still drink on the way back?
I had a beer in the airport, but but I didn't drink on the plane.
Oh man, no, I have a story from last week. One, people will get on my nerves because everyone is just not everyone. A lot of people
Suck
in the fact that they just think that they're above all the rules.
The world revolves around them.
They're entitled. Well, no one else can do that, but I can type thing. So we're on I can't remember what day this was. Whatever, doesn't matter. We're on the plane, and I start smelling like strawberry or watermelon. I'm like, I didn't think anything of it at first. Like, whatever. And then I smell it again. It's a fucking vape. Someone's
my
vaping,
God.
and then people are saying, "Is someone vaping in here?" And then the dude, it was a couple rows behind me. You had every fucking airplane worker walk back. It's some old guy. They're like, yeah, I don't know if you thought no one noticed, but we see that you're vaping." And the guy is like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just really scared to fly." And to me, I'm just pissed because it's like, okay, buddy, no one enjoys flying. It's a scary process. Just because you're scared doesn't mean you can vape and no one else is allowed. You know what I mean? And it's an older guy. And they're like, "You're going to have to give us a vape. We have to go up front to see what we got to do with you and stuff." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I promise I'll follow all your rules and stuff." He got to stay on the plane, but it's just like little things like that irk me because it's like, listen, I'm not like, and you guys are the same. I'm not like a dick rider for the rules, but in these situations, I'm going to follow the rules. I just want to get to where I'm going and be done.
Some asshole was vaping on my
You know what I
plane,
mean? It's
and
like,
it might have been the Schwarf, but
fucking Schwarf.
Dude, isn't it like a big fine?
yeah, but
Is it really?
Yeah, I think
But-
it's literally like a
you know
massive
what?
fine.
It's like, just follow the fucking rules in an airport and let's get done with it. Everyone tries
yeah,
to
and
like,
you know that guy knew damn well
Yeah.
what the rules
and
were.
he was some old guy. I have a thing with old guys sometimes. They
Well-
just get on my fucking
well,
nerves.
he's an old guy, so he thought like I could just act oblivious.
Yeah, well, it's
Well,
exactly.
the old person excuse is, well, when I grew up, times were different. Okay, dude, when I grew up, times were different too.
Well, it's not. I swear, it's the whole oblivious factor. It's like there's like a Family Guy skit about it. Like if you're old,
yeah.
you could just be like, "Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
the rule was."
I had the same experience with people literally pulling their suitcases, like hitting people on the plane, because the plane literally pulled in and they're jumping to
Dude,
get on.
oh
hate it.
my
And
gosh.
like we got to the whatever the tram thing is at the same time.
yeah.
It does not matter.
Oh my
how
Does not
fast
matter.
you get off
just
the plane.
wait. Like
you're waiting
go
for your
from
fucking
front
bags
to
anyway.
back. I can't stand it when you land, and then it never fails. You land, and like you'll be in your row. All the people behind you like will start standing up and pulling their
Yeah.
stuff out. I'm like, just
Just
wait.
sit the
yeah,
fuck
it's like,
down.
where are you going?
You're not going anywhere
Yeah.
because I'll be
Yeah.
damned if I let you go in front of me.
Exactly.
We're gonna go row by row
yeah.
and be civilized. It's
Yeah.
not hard.
And I'm fired up right now
But it's,
because
Let's
It's
start
not-
our own airline.
it's just kind of what you said though, because we're not dick riders for the rules. But if you just take
follow
your
the
time and
fucking
go,
rules.
you're gonna get out quicker,
Quicker.
than
That's
if
what I
you
mean.
act like
You're
a jerk.
causing a jam.
You're the reason it's
You're
slow.
getting jammed. You're jamming it up.
yeah,
You're getting
you're
jammed.
jamming it up. On our way down too, it's like I was bitching at Angie about this shit the whole time because it's like 2-hour flight. That's not that long. No one can sit fucking still. Like I want to know, like on a Sunday morning, do you guys get up? Not you specifically. These people on these planes. Do you get up and do like 100 things in a 2-hour span, or do you just feel like you have to get up and walk around and go to the bathroom and check your suitcase and ask the fucking flight attendant, if I can smoke a cigarette in here and shit? It's like, just sit the fuck down for 2 hours.
And watch a goddamn
Use the
movie.
free Wi-Fi, watch a movie, drink a damn Sprite when they come around, and just sit the fuck down.
I'm with you.
It's so frustrating. Like, if it's an 8-hour flight, yeah, that's different. Get up. But it's a 2-hour
If it's
flight.
a 2-hour flight, I am not moving an inch.
I didn't move.
Unless
like
I have the
a
sudden
centimeter.
urge to shit my pants.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up.
But it was like a freaking madhouse on our way down. 100 people are up. every second, like just doing shit.
But
I just want to be like, what are you doing?
and I know for me, if you tell me that I have to sit down for 2, 3, even 4
You're
hours,
like, fuck yeah.
and I don't have to do anything, sign me
Yeah.
up every day.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
You better hope you get good. It really does suck to be cramped in some of the seats on,
It
depending
does.
on what airplane you're on.
It's
Yeah.
I made Brooke like upgrade us to like all like preferred seats or whatever.
Well, dude, I'm not even gonna lie. The last couple times I've flown on a plane, I have paid to be in one of the front.
I
rows
don't
so
hate
because
it.
dude,
space.
I
I
mean,
don't hate it.
my especially for me, I have like real long legs, so it's if I'm on anything that's like a 2+ hour flight, I'm gonna be miserable.
Everyone's like,
2
"What?
hours, I could deal.
Why is your flight so much more expensive? Because I can move my legs and you can't.
No, yeah,
That's
like
why.
I'll even pay for my seat too because I like an aisle seat.
You like aisle seats?
I do.
I'm a window
Big-
guy.
big
I do
aisle
too.
seat
I'm
guy.
a big aisle guy.
Love the
You
aisle.
guys are all aisle guys?
No, I'm window as well.
I'll pay
Okay.
$20 to sit in the aisle. I don't give a fuck.
I just
Yeah.
like being able to get up if I have to, and I don't have to crawl over people.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's
But
a good point.
when people come in and come out, it sucks because everyone's bumping you. But once it starts, it's like if I have to get up and pee, I don't have to ask the 2 or 3 or 4 people next to me to move.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
On the way back, like, it's sweet when airplane they have their Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's always been a thing, but I just utilized it this.
Did you
weekend.
fly Delta?
We did Southwest and American on the way back, and I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home on the way back.
I think I had 20 minutes of Wi-Fi on American.
Really?
Yeah, so you had to use it strategically.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Oh,
ever had
so they like
Wi-Fi.
limited you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
for
It's
free.
hit or miss. I've had it on certain flights and others not.
This is completely random, but did you know you could fly out of Huntington, West Virginia?
You know you can
Dude,
fly out of
no.
Clarksburg?
Could fly out of Morgantown.
I had no. I always thought it was Pittsburgh and Charleston. That's it.
You
I
can
didn't
fly
re-
to Florida, straight flight from Clarksburg. Do you know that?
Yeah, yeah. I guess these airlines are.
But
stepping their
honestly,
game up.
Pittsburgh is to me is such an easy airport.
It's way easy compared to a lot of airports.
well, the easiest.
Fucking LAX is a nightmare.
Oh, I can imagine that one's probably terrible.
Just fucking. You get to LAX, and they're like, "Yeah, your flight to Hawaii is out of the international terminal." Like, oh, okay. We get to the international terminal, and you're like, they're like, "Oh, but you got to go check in at the Delta terminal, which is like 3 terminals back the other way." I'm like, then why can't we just fly out of that terminal?
Yeah.
So then I'm in the international terminal. I got to walk back 3 terminals, check in for my flight, then walk back to the international terminal, go through their crazy TSA, which is just completely different, walk through 2 fucking sniffer dogs that are checking for bombs or
Hate that
drugs
shit.
or whatever.
I hate that shit.
Sniffer dog.
Then you
sounds like
finally get into
an
the
insult to someone, doesn't
sniffer
it?
dog.
You sniffer dog.
But
Go
then
ahead,
I
sorry.
will say the international terminal, like once you're into it, it's pretty fire.
Which that could be a big argument, though. Why is it international?
I don't know. It's like I don't know if the flights from LAX to Hawaii are always out of the international terminal, or if that was just
bet you I
like
know
they
why.
were crowded
They
Why?
probably fly
over international waters.
once they get to Hawaii. I bet you they don't fly right back. They probably fly to like
Yeah, to
Japan or
Asia.
something.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I guess
It
you're
was
right.
wild though. You're like in the international terminal, and it's just like
Also,
foreign people everywhere.
Damn.
All these
Did-
different languages being spoken, and you're like, whoa.
did you guys know that there's like flights where you make a stop, but you stay on that plane and go somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Like,
Huh.
because our flight down to Florida flew down to Florida, but some people on that flight were going to Denver, and it was on that same airplane.
Yeah, you have to get really lucky to end up in one of those situations
I didn't
where
even
you
know
don't have
that
to you don't have to
get off.
deplane.
You don't gotta
yeah.
get off. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like a bus stop.
I'm fucking buzzing, dude. I'm buzzing. Let's go.
That is a good you have to get real. That's never happened to me, but I've
Me
seen
neither.
it happen.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that exists. I didn't know that existed. I don't know.
Yeah,
So how was everybody's 4th weekend? We didn't really talk about that. I mean, I know
I
we were all-
didn't do anything besides work on my house.
Well, I
Truly,
mean,
I took the extra time to like just grind on my 3rd floor.
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's
though.
not
No.
It's still doing something.
I mean, we
productive.
did. I mean, like we Brooke like decorated our outside area, which looks pretty cool now. Like
I
if we
saw
ever
the
have people
nice
over.
bulb lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did that, and we grilled out. We made some chili dogs, some steaks.
Can't beat that.
Small, very quiet weekend.
Yeah, me and Brady ended up going down to Charleston, and I'm so jealous of their boat scene they have down there, dude.
On the river?
Dude, their river was, and it's so wide and beautiful that it gives you lake vibes. That's why I was shocked, because I know our river. I've been on our river. It feels like a river, but when you're down there, it just
What river is that down there? Is that the Mon? Yeah.
Wait, where is it? Huntington?
Charleston. Is it the Kanawha River?
Yeah.
Is that a river?
Yeah, I think. But anyways, like,
What's the Potomac River?
I have no idea, dude.
That's a river in West Virginia. Isn't
What
it?
river goes through Charleston?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, I knew it. And anyways, like, it was just so cool. And then you pulled off into this little cove thing. It was a river. It was called the Coal River. And like, we pulled in there, just boats lined up, people
That's
bumping,
legit.
got out, and there was literal coal that touched our feet. Like, RJ was pulling up coal and like snapping it in half. He was like,
Dude, you
"Oh."
should have took some. Throw it in the microwave. It'll turn into diamonds.
Yeah, I should have.
They did that on Jimmy Neutron, so it has to be true,
It
right?
has to be true. But
It's
it was really cool.
We have an old microwave at home. Right?
No, not actually. Jimmy Neutron had like a time, like a time
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
So
pressure
if we put it in a
microwave.
pressure cooker, it'll
Yeah.
turn to
Yeah.
diamonds.
There we
But
go.
it was just really sick, and it kind of, I know people have boats here and people boat and wheeling, but it bums me out that there's not that kind of boat
So
culture.
I have a
here.
No,
question.
so you're saying you pulled up to like a what are they? What
I
are they?
want to
what
call
do
it
they
a
call it?
cove.
Marina,
No, what do they call it? Like out at Seneca, the sandbar,
sand.
to where like you can dock and everyone's walking around in the water.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
we put like the anchor thing down, and it was high enough to where you could walk
Pike.
around.
You mean Pike Island?
Yeah, and literally the kicker of it was, dude. So it was RJ and Bobby ended up having to leave because Bobby, poor great Bobby, great baby, wasn't having it all day. He was
Wait.
crying. He was bummed. So we took
Bobby's the baby.
Bobby's the
I thought
baby.
you were talking about Bobby's baby.
No. Sorry. Yeah,
gotcha.
Bobby's the baby. So we
Bobby
took
is
them
the
back.
baby.
Then we came back, and me, Alex, and
Is Bobby short for something?
Robert.
I think it's Robert.
Robert.
Yeah. And me, Alex, and Brady just
haven't
got
seen a baby named
shit-faced.
Bobby in
Long
a
time.
long time.
Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah.
He's-
Sorry. Go
Good
ahead.
guy. Got absolutely shit faced. So Alex is so fucking drunk at this point to where we're getting ready to leave, and he tells Brady to pull the anchor up, but forgets that he tells Brady to pull the anchor up. So me and Brady are sitting in the front of the boat, and we're like, we're about to drift right into this boat right next to us. We just keep going. Alex is paying no
Oh,
fucking
dude.
attention at all. Then
That's
Kaylin's
that's
like,
stressful.
Alex, let's go. The boat doesn't start.
Oh no.
So we're literally drifting into this boat. These guys were pissed. We had to push off their boat, and we were literally in the middle of the river and could not get the boat to start, holding on to a tree so we wouldn't drift into any more boats. Best part about it is nobody gave a
Yeah.
fuck.
That's nice.
We're literally looking back there like, hey, is one person going to be like, hey, do you guys need any help at all? And we're literally for about 20 minutes stuck in the middle of the river holding onto a tree because the boat wouldn't start after we almost just wrecked into another boat. And it was petrifying because when you're not used to boats, even though it's not our boat, me and Brady are just sitting in the front whispering like, dude, we're about to fucking crush this boat. And we just keep drifting. And it ended up being a great day. And it makes me jealous that we don't have like the cool boat culture up here that they do down there.
Yeah.
So that was essentially my fourth.
Plus, I've been on the river here in Wheeling plenty of times. It's been a while, but plenty of times.
Been a while.
And I don't have any interest in never doing it again.
Unless we get a pontoon boat. Then we'll do it every weekend.
Okay, I'll ride on boats. I won't swim in the river anymore.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
it-
The
It
river's
sucks.
gross, dude.
It sucks. You want to know why it sucks?
You have to get into pee though. Well, good.
Well, no, I just
Why?
pee right
Why-
off,
why
off
does-
the side.
That's true.
Why does our body of water have to be the most polluted body of water in the United
But
States?
I was telling Brady
Yeah.
though.
How many bodies of water in the United States? And ours has to be the number one
the worst
most
one, yeah.
polluted.
I bet the one we were in was just as dirty as that.
I bet it probably was close.
Yeah.
you know what I
I
mean?
mean, like we forget, like we have Seneca Lake's not too far.
Yeah.
And we had a long conversation about lake house life, where it'd be sick if we got like 5 different groups of people to like buy a lake house together.
Because I told JT the easiest way to do it would be, instead of just splitting the payments every single month, I would pay 1 month. And then you would pay 1 month.
Yeah.
So you would just keep rotating the
Yeah.
payments.
So it's not a car payment. It's
Yeah.
just-
Everybody would have the payment, and then you would just have this item that you could use. That's why because it's in the talks, I guess, that Neil and Shannon want to get a boat. And I was like, dude.
But where are they putting their boat?
Just for Moundsville. For
There
the
is a
river, I think.
marina down there,
Yeah.
right?
Yacht club up there in Moundsville.
Yeah,
probably.
which that's a whole nother thing. Wellsburg has one. Moundsville has one. The one we have isn't like bumping.
There is one though.
There is one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to
Bums me out.
the guy I used to work for used to like kind of be the head of it. I would sell the Wheeling Yacht Club memberships.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I had like a 7th or 8th grade birthday party in that building. Somebody had a birthday
Really?
party there. Yeah.
That's random.
Yeah. One time I
But-
was there.
Cool though.
Yeah.
But I mean,
where-
like, I would be down. I think I'd much prefer a lake scene over a river scene.
Yeah.
Just me personally.
I just there's something about being on a boat that's docked drinking alcohol.
Because you know what I mean about the lake scene? Like, the lake scene comes with a lake house.
yeah.
So it's like the river scene, you know what I mean? It almost even though it's only like 40 minutes away, it feels like you're kind of going on vacation for the weekend.
Yeah.
You
Well-
go to your house, everyone's going to fucking just kick it for the whole weekend.
I do have to say though, where I went last weekend, never heard of it before in my entire life. It's called Weeki Wachee, Florida. It's a river.
I've been there.
You have you? Okay. No, because
Sorry.
like it seemed like you were like, oh yeah, but no. Crystal clear blue water. I don't know how, but like crystal clear blue. It's like got like Avatar vibes
Mm.
with the trees, and it's funny because I went with Angie and her dad and his wife, and I didn't know like what to expect. Like I didn't know anything about it. It's honestly, we would like our group of people would thrive in that situation. Just a bunch of redneck people going up and down this little river on their boats, kayaks all day, music bumping all day. And like the houses on this river are like beach houses,
Mhm.
like a house you would see like in the Outer Banks or whatever beach, like just beach houses on this little river. And when I say river, it is a river. Like it's technically a river, but it's probably less wide than Big Wheeling Creek, honestly. So it's very narrow, but it was fucking sick.
I'm just such a big fan. There's just something about water and alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
Like our Airbnb had a water slide into the river,
That's sick.
That's cool.
and I was just going
It's
in.
probably the channel he's talking about is probably very similar in size to what was behind our place in Siesta.
And it was good vibes,
Which Jake jumped in, which I
well, that's the
couldn't
first,
believe.
That's the first thing I said when we got there. I was like, "Are there alligators? Like, are there alligators here?" Well, apparently, like that water is too cold or something. Like they don't come around at all. It's just straight up manatees and water and fish.
But it was clear.
Crystal.
See, that's
You could see the ground. You could and you could. There were areas you could just walk in it.
yeah.
there were
See,
deep
that's the
areas.
move because
Yeah,
then you can see your surroundings.
bro. Me and Jake were talking about it on last week's episode about water. You trust water more when you can see
see
through
it. Yeah. Which is weird because I'm not scared. Like my whole life, I go to the Carolinas for the beach, and like you can't see through that
Dude.
water, and I'm not scared of it for whatever reason because I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
But like going to Hawaii and experiencing like the beaches with clear, like I could see my feet when the water was up to like my nipples.
Yeah.
Like that is just an experience that like when you experience it for the first time, I just don't even know how to explain it. I was like almost overcome with emotion.
Here's a picture.
That's
How
awesome.
cool is that?
Yeah, that's
You,
awesome.
you guys see that?
That's so sad.
Crystal clear, and there's it's incredible.
I've only been in water like that once in my life, and it was in Mexico. You could see everything, and it was odd because you can see literally everything.
Yeah, but it's legit.
It's so cool.
So like, yeah, when we were on the Nepali coast or whatever, and like they docked us to let us swim for like a half hour, like it was like the coolest thing ever to put on the goggles and just dip my head in.
Yeah.
I didn't have to like swim deep. I just would dip my head in, and I could just see all around me, like the coral reef and everything. That's just something else, dude. It's just like, I don't know. It's weird how there's all these different coasts, and they're all just different.
Well, dude, you get so overcome with like actual nature. You see how that whole ecosystem works, and like me, like you don't think of that stuff when you're here driving in cars and walking and everything. But then you see there's a whole nother world in the water.
Yeah.
I like truly when I was in the water at that moment, I was feeling like, I wouldn't say for the first time in my life, but
Liberated.
like I felt like I was like part of nature in that moment.
Whoa.
I was floating there. I was
I love
underwater. There was colorful fish. Like they weren't scared of me. They were just.
You're just like
I was just another
just
another
being
thing.
to them.
we're just
It really.
Love that.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Into the Blue? With Paul Walker,
Yes.
Jessica
Yeah.
Alba.
Jessica Alba.
I like felt like I was in that movie.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was awesome.
do you guys know what a mullet fish is?
No.
So I didn't
know.
either,
I don't
but I'll
think.
tell you what they do. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, maybe not, but it was very crazy. I was sitting out there early one of the mornings last weekend. This fish, and I mean, I'm looking at this all the way to my right, and he goes up all the way to my left. And what he does is he jumps out of the water and jumps back in. Jumps all the way, like from here all the way up there, just jumping up and down, swimming in the water. A fish. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It seemed like it was like trying to fly or something. It was insane.
The mullet fish.
Yeah, and I looked it up. I literally typed in Google, what fish jumps out of water in the Weeki Wachee River? And it was mullet. It's called a mullet fish.
Why is it
That's
called a
cool.
mullet fish?
I don't know. I didn't look up that one.
Spelled M-U-L-L-E-T.
Yeah, just like a mullet, yeah.
Like a
Well,
mullet.
I was watching one of a new animal documentary was on Disney, and did you know blue whales? They swim all the way to Baja, California. They have their babies there, and then they swim 7,000 miles back to where they live.
Yeah.
Where they live? I'm
It's
not.
cold.
I'm not
I
testing
think it's
you.
like
I'm just
no, I know. I
curious.
think it's really cold. It's I want to say it's by like Russia or something.
Okay, well, that
It's-
makes sense.
it's-
if they swim to California, they go back that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Whales are fucking fascinating, dude.
Dude,
Most of them do like that kind of pattern where they migrate somewhere to have their babies. And
was
it's like
crazy.
a far distance.
You
like
ever-
like
you ever
they
think-
show this scene. There's this one blue whale having a baby, and you think like, oh, it's just this person's time to have a child, and then you zoom out. And the amount of whales that are there doing the exact same thing, and the squad is just getting ready to swim back. It was wild.
You ever
Yeah.
think like ocean life, like deep ocean life, is just lonely as fuck? Think
Probably.
about that.
Yeah.
Because there's been on satellites like just a random lone whale or shark just by themselves in the deep ocean. Like that's gotta be lonely.
I'm just fully convinced now with everything that happens every single day that there's got to be some kind of underwater human type civilization somewhere out there. There's just too much
dude,
shit.
I would-
Atlantis.
There's-
I would be like, if we discovered a human civilization that's just been underwater for thousands of years, I'd be
like Jar
that'd
Jar,
be so cool.
like Jar Jar Binks' squad.
yeah.
They just live underwater.
Yeah.
It's so hard
Ooh,
for
the
me to believe.
Gungans.
I'd be completely okay with it
Gungans.
though too. We've talked about it on here multiple times, like how nothing surprises us anymore. But like truly, like if it came out like there's an underwater humanoid civilization that we've discovered, I'd be like, sweet, like
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'd want to
Yeah.
meet him.
I think a lot of
Me
people
too.
would be like extremely like terrified and like
Yeah, like
Anxious-
why haven't you shown yourselves?
and like
how long?
anxious about that. Like I'm not going anywhere now. Like
What if
I'd
they
be all
come out
I'd
through
be all
like
for it.
millions of years ago, my civilization, we had global warming and we had to go underwater. It would scare the shit out of people.
Speaking of global warming, did anyone see my reply tweet today about there was like a map on Twitter
of the country,
Yeah,
it would look sick.
but no, scientists were like, "Oh, this is what America's going to look like in whatever many years
30.
if we don't control global warming." And I want to know who these scientists are because they have the West.
Yeah, you're gonna make a good point here. Actually,
They have the Rocky Mountains
make a really good
underwater, but Florida and like Texas, like flat areas are not.
I actually didn't think about that until.
Oh, you're
right
gonna
now.
tell me? Oh, the Rocky Mountains are gonna be completely underwater, but fucking Anarchy, Florida is just gonna be chilling still.
Yeah, how's
no,
that work?
I'm sorry.
The picture of the
Ain't buying
country
it.
is wild because it
I'll
has
pull it up.
this giant lake in the middle of the country. So like Virginia becomes an island. We have a coast down in like Princeton, Beckley area, West Virginia, and it's all just this lake. And I didn't even think about that until you just said this point.
Okay, would anyone be mad if West Virginia turned into a
I-
coast?
Not
No,
for a
that
second.
was
Not at
I
all.
gotta
Not
say,
for 1 second, dude.
I'd be pretty hyped.
I'd be pretty pumped.
Vacation spot, baby.
Exactly.
Damn, but Virginia, like, really. Oh wait, no. Okay, there's still the western or eastern part of Virginia there, but yeah, like half of it becomes an island.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
but look at the Rocky Mountains are fucking underwater. Oh, you're gonna tell me Colorado and shit's gonna be completely underwater?
Which doesn't even make sense to me because
Doesn't make
it's
sense.
already at a higher elevation. That water wouldn't sit up there when it could
Exactly.
just travel.
Exactly.
And first of all, how does the water get there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it doesn't have any part of the country open.
I'm like I believe in global warming.
Yeah,
but
100%,
But to
but
me,
this is
that
not
just
how
seems
it's
like a
gonna work.
scare tactic.
But see, like, I believe in global warming, but global warming, I get it. It's an issue we have to worry
Oh,
about.
no one told me Italy is gonna be part of the United States now. Isn't Italy a boot or something?
Yeah,
but
you fucked it up.
that does look just like
I mean,
that
Italy.
looks
that
exactly
is
like
Italy.
Yeah. Trolls, man.
That's the biggest troll I've ever seen.
That is literally Italy.
That's Sicily.
Yeah. Fuckers.
They literally
well,
just
look at you.
photoshopped
You
it in
thought you
there.
were trying to pull a fast
Yeah.
one on
I'm,
your
I'm,
boys.
I'm going to say something here that probably will make people mad. Don't really care. But it's like, we can worry about global warming all we want, but if the rest of the countries around the world don't give a fuck, it doesn't matter.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the
it
United
doesn't matter.
The United States can do whatever they want to combat that, and that's great. And like I believe in that, whatever.
Me too.
But when you have a country like China,
Yeah.
that's like the biggest smog producer in the world,
China.
and they don't have any interest in stopping that,
That's why
it doesn't
you
matter.
should just go to Iceland. They
Doesn't
don't use
matter.
any like fossil fuels. I think they use all like solar and wind power. I think 100%.
I just
Learn
I,
that on Zac Efron's
I just
show.
don't understand. I just don't get why we can't use it all. Why can't we use solar?
Well, you
and
saw what
gas
Elon
and
Musk said,
nuclear?
right?
Well, I know that's the reason why.
This is completely not.
Gabagoo.
Elon Musk said it would take like, on the grand scheme of the world, it would take like a few wind or something, very small part of the world to completely power the world with electricity. Like it was like wind or solar.
Oh,
It's
he
like-
means like if they made a grid
If they made
where they
like,
took
if they took a huge chunk of
and
land
just
and
put up a bunch of those big wind towers.
it
Turbine
takes
power.
yeah,
Turbine.
it
Thank you.
takes a very small land in the world to completely power the world with wind energy.
But like you just said, it
But
would
it's
never
like
happen because of money.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
businesses would not
Because
make the
what
money.
am I gonna make from it?
Exactly.
The whole fucking
Which I just heard
especially the United States.
I just heard
revolves around
this
money.
crazy thing, and I can't remember if it was either on YouTube or a podcast, one of those automated things that started, and I was listening. I guess there was this guy in the 40s or 50s that created some kind of engine that ran out of water. And it was like a big
I've seen this.
it was like a big breakthrough. And it was like
what?
it's a
Did-
long
did
time
he
ago.
get murdered or
A
something?
big breakthrough because people said it would never happen, and literally the day after he announced he did it, he was killed.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks. We suck.
The world
dude.
sucks. It
The world
does.
is ass.
Hey, listen, it is ass.
That's why I choose to focus on just like fantasy worlds.
Yeah. For sure.
Like,
you know-
that's why I put all my time and energy into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like me with Marvel, dude. If you want to ask me something, Captain America's a real dude.
Right? And people want to wonder why. Like, someone could question me, like, how did you get that far into like the Game of Thrones world? It's like, because it's sick.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like our shitty
Because I
fucking
wish it
world.
was like
Because
that.
I wish it was real.
Dude, that's why I was like, this morning, we have our little garden out back. The apple tree is blooming with apples. I'm like, this is nice. I can just say, fuck you, world, and just enjoy my little cucumber growing and just pick some apples out of my tree.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Which
like,
is how it should be.
My
is.
goal is I want to have a nice piece of land that I could build a house on, to where, hypothetically, if the world and the country went to shit and we had to start rebuilding, we could rebuild a new town around my house, being
That'd
like
be sick.
the capital
Yeah.
of the little town.
Zarleysville.
It's have you ever watched The Walking Dead? It's kind of similar to that
why,
in
but
a way.
it sucks how like governments and things are. Like, I wish we could all just,
Get
even if
along.
it was in Canada, yeah, even if it was in Canada or
vibe.
something, we just all bought a big plot of land and we just started our own little civilization.
Dude, but that's why
Like,
I
why
always
can't-
laugh.
why can't we
had
do
that
that?
conversation a couple weeks ago. I asked Jake.
Why
I said,
can't we do that?
I said, do you think we'll ever see a time in life where there's where someone starts a new town or a new city? I think we're way past that, at least
Yeah.
in this country.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I do.
But
agree,
but
though.
it'd be so cool to
It would be
see
cool.
that.
And it's like, think of America. That's literally what happened.
It
they
is.
literally
I
said-
know.
I know.
Like hundreds of years ago, all these new towns and
Yeah.
stuff were being
And I
formed.
compared it to, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think it could ever happen.
Yeah.
With like strategic
Yeah.
and like
I-
countries, they'd be like, well, it's Russia.
Yeah,
now.
I
Sorry.
compared it before because we had a similar conversation. The only time that will ever possibly happen is if it's on another planet.
Yeah.
I think that's
yeah,
a
I don't
similar
see-
comparison
I don't see,
to
like-
say,
I see there's one scenario that
Yeah.
I don't want to happen, but I feel like if a civil war would break out, you would have people that would start taking land that originally wasn't inhabited. One, to get away from what's going on,
Yeah.
and two, to just kind
like,
of
yeah,
start their
like
own
literally,
thing.
where's Kevin Costner and fucking Tim McGraw when you need
I
him?
know.
I'd say
Seriously.
if you really think about it as a country, the East Coast, which we're on, the East Coast, is pretty, I'd say, set in stone. You couldn't start new towns. But if you want to start venturing out west, how much fucking open space is
Dude,
there in the Midwest
There's
and stuff?
so much land in the Midwest
You
and
could
West, it's
start
sickening.
you could start towns.
easily.
You could start a new town.
And yeah, you would have to combat the different elements and shit like that. But again, that's what they did in this country.
Like there's literally enough land in like Montana
Yeah.
that you could build like a city the size of
dude,
Pittsburgh.
Wyoming's
know what I mean?
population's like 3 people, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
three,
a whole
three and a
state.
half, I think.
It's a whole state, and it literally is a massive land plot that has like 3.5 people. That
But
live
I
there.
also get it from the other side, like preserve the beauty of what it is
Yeah.
without, because like humans suck.
we do suck.
Like we ruin shit.
But again though,
over and over again.
if we started our own colony that respected nature, we wouldn't have the
Yes,
issue.
like I like those dudes like that have come up with the like self-sustaining cities that they could build that are all. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That one dude wants to build that city in the United States that would be completely self-sufficient, like run off of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not solar. I'm sure there would be solar power with it, but like a lot of like the buildings would all have like gardens on top and stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the energy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Which is how the city is in the Doctor Strange movie, that different Earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
How they have all so that
New
would
York
be a
City,
good picture.
all the buildings are just covered in greenery.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It
See,
was
I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
Yeah,
Damn.
I,
don't know, dude.
I've been wanting to bring this up.
bring it up.
Well, we haven't talked about it. I would a couple get into some nerdy topics here.
Get into it.
I think you talked about it on TTP, but we haven't really talked about the Jon Snow show on this.
No, dude.
So I'm excited if it happens. He was my favorite character,
Same.
and you know, people can say what they want about how his character ended up. I don't blame that on the character.
No,
I think,
yeah. I don't
think-
blame it on Jon Snow.
No, and I think like in the books, he won't end up that way. It's just how the show ended up with how the writers wanted to take the direction. But like, let's give some props to my man, fucking Kit Harington.
Agreed.
He said, he sat there for like a year and a half and
Stewing.
like stewed on it. Was like, this is fucking
Dude,
bullshit.
I love it. I love it so
like
much.
I'm not letting my character end up this way.
Yeah.
100%.
So George R.R. Martin, the
Yep.
guy who created everything, he does these like, I think they're like bi-weekly blog posts. And when all that news dropped about the Jon Snow show, he touched on it in one of his blog posts, and he said, and now this is really cool because this confirms like this is completely Kit Harington's idea, which I love. He said, so he said the whatever, the cat's out of the bag, whatever, snow is a thing. So this part is out. Yes, he said, it was Kit Harington who brought the idea to us. I can't tell you the names of the writers or the showrunners since that has not been cleared for release yet, but Kit brought them in too, his own team, and they are terrific. So like he, from the ground up, he put together all this.
Dude, and in reality, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before. There's never been any kind of show or movie that ended in a certain way that did injustice to a character. Where the actor literally
he marched in the fucking whatever's office.
We were talking about at the fight night. I was saying like he probably was sitting there drinking bottles of whiskey a night, stewing on this.
Yeah.
And was just like, you know what? Fuck
Well,
this.
yeah, I mean,
and got the whole thing written.
Think about how long did Game of Thrones start to finish last show?
2011 to
So, like,
2019.
So like 10 years,
Yeah,
8 years.
essentially 10.
Think about that. You put your whole heart and soul
into it,
into this.
and I am that guy.
I
was
would be
so
I'd be
invested
the
in that
same
show.
way too. I mean, even the actor himself.
Yes,
he puts
yeah, well,
his
yes,
whole
yes,
heart and
yes.
soul into the character, and it ends on a bad note. Like,
Right.
Of course,
And you
that's
gotta be
gonna eat away.
devastated. Yeah.
And like he's like, no, I'm not ending this like this, which I love it.
I love it.
I love it so much.
I'm very hyped for it, and personally, I don't know like how you guys want the show to go. I want it to be the Jon Snow revenge tour.
Same. I agree. I want him to
Here-
be fucking ruthless Jon Snow.
Here's
again,
what I'm wondering.
saying, no, motherfuckers.
Which
like,
I know
fuck
we
you.
won't know this, and this will, I'm assuming, will be a big part of the story. I'm just excited to see who would be taking over and running like Westeros. Like what that whole situation would be like, because we know of
like what it would be like.
What it
Well, 'cause
would
we
be
know
like.
Bran's the king.
well, yeah, but I'm wondering like, does he?
How everyone reacts.
Yeah,
to it.
like does he live in that world
yeah,
where like
say we're like 2 years into his reign as king. Like, does he have the support of the of
does
the
he have the
people?
support? Did he rebuild some giant thing that he lives in? Like what's his situation going? Like,
Right.
does he have a relationship with Sansa
Yeah.
and the North? Is everything, because ideally for me, I just love revenge and destruction and all the shit. Ideally, the situation would be everybody's getting along. Westeros, the North, everybody's
Well,
vibing.
he's the new fucking Night King, coming to tear
he's
shit
literally doing his thing, and Jon Snow
Yeah.
is coming from the clouds like,
up. No.
listen, motherfucker,
That
this
was
is it for me.
That was some of the cool theories that I was reading about potentially where this show could go, is that like Bran hasn't actually been Bran the whole time. He's actually possessed by like evil stuff.
Well, because he always was
And he's
weird.
in
He
power.
was always weird
Well,
towards
yeah.
the end.
Hazel-
Yeah, but I
No,
agree- I
for
agree
sure.
with
No,
it.
I get, but like people
Hazel
are saying
just
like,
jacked a cube.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I'm saying like they, like remember that episode where he did like one of his first like vision things, and he was all of a sudden like out in the north, and like the dead army was all around him,
Well, dude,
and then the Night King grabbed his arm.
dude, Czar, for a long time when I was binging, I thought Bran was the Night King.
Yeah, that theory
That's what
went
I
around
thought,
a
yeah.
lot. It did.
Yeah. But again, he could have ended it. He could have been. That might have been one of the original ideas, because they did sell it to where like I thought Bran was the Night King
I thought
too.
he was the Night King.
Maybe
for a
that was
while.
an idea, and then they switched it or something.
Yeah.
I just like, it's just like such a weird when you think about it. Like, I don't know. Jon Snow is still technically the He's the
yes.
heir to the Iron
He
Throne,
is,
like
yeah.
technically by blood, like whatever. I don't know if I would want to see him end up as the king in King's Landing. Like, all I want for his character is to like beat the shit out of people and like
Yeah.
restore. I'd like to see him just be king in the North again.
Yeah.
I don't like Sansa. I'm sorry,
I
but
never
like
was towards. I didn't like.
I didn't like how
Yeah.
her character ended up because she became queen of the North by backstabbing Jon. Literally.
Yeah.
He confided in her like the secret and told like, please don't tell anybody that. And she literally just went and told.
Yeah, that's
She was
another
the
thing
catalyst for everything.
that didn't make any sense.
No, it didn't.
Which it sucks because she's such a baddie, dude. I literally uploaded on my IG story today her rapping an Eminem song, and I was like, it's so funny. We literally stole her from England. Like, she's
American.
now.
She's Americanized.
And it was
as fuck.
great in the World Cup, however many years ago that was when we played England. She was just ripping the English team and like supporting the Americans, and we got you now, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
it was fire.
So I am very excited for that, and I think that show has a very, very good chance of actually being greenlit because for a couple reasons. One, the information leaked now, so people know it could exist. So
You think Marvel's shitting their pants a little bit?
I don't think they should be because like shooting a movie versus shooting a show, I think you can always schedule that around each other.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not like
true.
it's two different shows.
True.
Which I think shooting a show nowadays, things have changed because like shows have like movie quality.
Yeah.
It's longer filming, and all that. But no, I think that can all coexist. But I think the fact that it leaked now is a very good sign that it could happen. The fact that they know that the majority of like the fans weren't satisfied with the ending. So like this is their chance to do something about it. Like that's got to be a big factor in itself.
Imagine that Super Bowl commercial.
Whoa.
Dude.
Wait, a snow trailer?
Yeah.
You want to see
Whoa.
me have maybe tears
Multiple-
coming down
oh,
my
I was gonna
cheeks
say
and like
multiple
goosebumps
orgasms.
and orgasms all at once. As if we get a surprise trailer that's just like all of a sudden like cold opens and it's just like it's like a dude sitting by a fire in a hut with his fucking there's a white
Like a
wolf
little
sitting there.
Teaser
There's a wolf sitting there and this is a dude like
stewing.
Oh,
He has to
man.
have a big beard.
yeah,
But
big beard.
with that being said, I want them to take their time with it.
Yes,
If
absolutely.
it doesn't come out for 5 years, it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
That's the problem with a lot right now.
Yeah.
They're trying to bust out too much content
I agree.
where it seems rushed.
There's a demand for fantasy content. There is. And so they want to push it out too fast.
Which-
to
If we're going there, I might just say Disney. They are rushing everything.
I agree.
And if Thor, because Thor got, out of all the Marvel movies, I believe, it got the 4th lowest on Rotten Tomatoes, this new Thor.
Really?
Yes. So if
I
Thor,
thought it looked good.
I think it looks great.
Yeah.
I'm
We're gonna
excited.
see it
I'm
tomorrow.
excited to see it. If you guys want to come, we're going to see it tomorrow.
11:50. Yeah.
AM, yes. If it's not good, I'm prepared to say Marvel is on its downfall.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. I thought Doctor Strange seemed rushed. I thought the visual effects weren't that good.
No
Like-
Way Home was fantastic.
No Way Home, incredible.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to bust out too much.
Here's my rebuttal. You go from a Civil War to an Infinity War to an Endgame type caliber in the MCU to where they eventually were going to have to reset.
No,
it
I
wasn't,
know it's restarting.
but
I know
it's-
they're
but
restarting
it's-
everything.
we have such a high standard now from those movies
Yeah.
to where now it's like we also have to remember that they're rewriting another Endgame
Yeah,
for 10 years.
I know.
But I think people now are like saying like it's not as good or it's rushed. I get the rush thing. I just think we also have to remember there's such a reset happening to where they have to make like a Doctor Strange movie and a Thor movie when they're also introducing all these other superheroes into the.
And you know what I think? Yeah. You know what I think the downfall, honestly, when I think about it, is fucking Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's kind
Loki-
of screwing things
Loki
up.
show was, I liked all that. I'm not even saying I didn't like the shows, but for some reason, like there was a shift in like the quality, in my opinion, the quality
It
of
got
stuff.
extremely kiddish.
Yeah, like the quality and like the themes, it's all comedy and funny and little. I don't know, like when like Iron Man and Captain America and like when it was the OG shit, it seemed like way more like it was the like it was their baby.
Yeah,
Do you understand
I
what
get
I'm
what you're saying.
And now it's like, oh, new show this week, new movie next week. Oh, in 2 weeks another show's coming out. In a month, new movie. You know, it's like, I don't know.
Here's my opinion
Maybe I'm
on
just being critical because that might be being critical because the Infinity Saga was fucking incredible.
it was very good.
Yeah.
And it was epic. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
here's my opinion on the MCU. Like, it's very hard to take a entity and run it for like
2008.
15 fucking years.
Yeah, 2008.
Hitting up to 20 years. Like, in my opinion, I don't think the MCU is something that can go forever. I don't think that. I know it's very much possible because there's just an infinite amount of stories they could tell. We know how many comic books exist. In my opinion, one day they will have to come and actually make a final MCU movie and make it the most epic thing.
Because you look at it like the Infinity Saga, the Thanos thing, that's a giant thing in the comic books. I wasn't really big in the comic books, but I knew of those things. Okay, you have that done. Now we have the Secret Wars with Kang that I've heard about in the comic books, that's going to be the new thing. Once that's done, I'm with you. It's kind of like you kind of got to take a break a little bit.
You can't just go on for going on's sake. Like,
Yeah.
you should realize that what you've actually accomplished is amazing.
Which
The
I
MCU's
didn't
amazing. Like, never in our time ever has there ever been something that's been interconnected so well.
And I don't think there ever will be
other than
ever
Fast
again.
and Furious.
So it's like you hit that point where you come to a real ending and you end it and you let that entity stand as a monument in time.
Which I
People will
agree.
look back on it and they'll be like, look, dude, there's this epic story that was told over a 20-year period. There's like 30 plus movies in it. It's the most epic thing ever. People will consider that, like, in fantasy stuff as like the same way they talk about, like, and it's so funny because it's so much smaller, but like the same way they talk about the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you got to watch the trilogy. Like, it's one of the best things ever. Oh, you have to watch that MCU timeline.
Yeah.
It's great.
Because it's coming out, I guess Kevin Feige, who's like the big MCU producer, warned Sony. He was like, listen, don't try to make this giant thing like they're doing now with like Morbius, which was a flunker and things like that. So I guess there has to be end in sight, but I do know that they just had a conference to where they scheduled the MC out to 2032. Like, that's a fact. So, like, I did see Andrew Garfield did just sign on for more Spider-Man movies, which would make sense because Secret Wars is like a multiverse-ish type thing. So I think we're going to see all them again. But at the end of the day, it's like this multiverse stuff's cool, but also at what point is it going to be
Played out.
You
You got to be careful with it. That's what I mean.
is.
And again, we're just fans.
Yeah,
You
that's it.
gotta be able
Who
to
the fuck are we?
but
We
you
are
got-
in a basement.
We've talked about it so much. Like, that would be my dream job, to be able to sit in on those brainstorming sessions for stuff like that.
for sure.
You know, you gotta. I think the MCU has good people in place to where we should be able to trust them. It's not the same across the board. There's some people that I wish didn't have anything to do with Star Wars that have major things to do with it. But
I'm glad because I have a huge. Well, I don't know if my take is that hot. I do not want fucking Taika Waititi to do a Star Wars trilogy.
No. Did you see?
He's gonna ruin. He's gonna.
Did
he's
you
gonna
see?
make
He
it all
didn't
funny.
even remember that
He
Natalie
wanted
Portman.
Natalie Portman to be in his movie trilogy because he
she
didn't
was like,
know
God
that
was
she
already
was
in
Padme.
Star Wars.
He's just gonna make it a whole other comedy thing with which I like Thor funny. Like Ragnarok is one of my top favorite.
Scoot over a little bit. I don't know if you're in camera when you're
it's
something like that.
Everyone knows I'm here.
Yeah.
One of my top favorite MCU movies was Thor Ragnarok. Like
Yeah.
I loved it, but like I don't know. I don't want to mix Marvel and Star Wars to where it's the same
Feels the
kind
same.
of comedy.
Feels the same. I 100%
I
agree.
just-
I
I
just think
100%
it's
agree.
different.
I
Like,
get worried that movies are going in that direction because comedy is something that's not played in real life anymore. Like nobody has a fucking sense of humor. That now they're making all the kind of movies that way to try to bring that
Which
light
Yeah.
back in society.
I'm
but
all
it's kinda
for-
ruining things.
I'm all for like putting comedians in these Star Wars shows or movies, and if the role fits, it fits. Like Bill Burr's character in The
incredible.
Mandalorian, top tier,
Incredible.
Dude, Bill Burr's-
amazing.
Bill Burr's top
But
tier
like-
person.
But like,
Incredible.
what's his face that was just in the new
Kumail.
Kenobi show?
Kumail.
I love him,
Yeah.
but at times his humor like didn't fit the situation.
Yeah. No, I'm with
Still
you.
a good character, but like maybe could have been portrayed just a
Yeah.
tad bit more
See,
seriously.
it just gets hard for me because he just got introduced in a big MCU role, and I know it's two different
right.
things.
So now he's in the Disney machine.
yeah, exactly.
he's just gonna be-
Here's the thing
exactly
too.
like Chris Evans.
Sorry, Bubba. I know you're getting lost in.
No,
the
you're
sauce
you're
here.
good.
I have a hot take too with the MCU. I think Eternals was like the best quality movie in Phase 4.
Dude, Eternals is incredible.
It's a good fucking the quality. I mean, like maybe people don't like the story, whatever. Like the quality of the movie, it seemed like a fucking superhero movie.
I agree.
Like it was a good. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah,
It didn't seem rushed. There was no corny jokes in it. Like
it's more serious.
it was. Yeah, I mean, it was a fucking superhero movie. It was like Man of Steel, fucking DC vibes to me. I mean, who the fuck? Like we said, who
the
am
fuck
I?
am I?
What? Who am I? But yeah,
How many did you have in that to start?
6.
Yeah, dude, I'm with
Dang.
you.
Like
There-
a real bucket
there should
should.
be
That's why
six.
she asked me on the way. She said, "Should I put 5 or should I put 6?" And I said 6.
Honestly, I've never even thought about that until right now. How it's only
Yeah.
5 beer
Bucket
buckets.
should be a 6-pack.
agreed.
Anyways,
I said that
have,
an hour and
Yes.
10 minutes ago.
Baba.
I have some stuff about Kenobi I wanted to touch
Yes,
on real
please
quick.
do.
Why does it have to be quick?
It doesn't have to be quick. We can we can dive into it. That's
Brooke
fine.
disagrees.
So a lot of stuff's been coming out recently. So when Kenobi was first put into place, like to become a thing, it was scheduled to be a trilogy of movies, right? And they hired the writer to do it, and he started writing the first movie of the trilogy, which essentially the first movie of the trilogy is the season we just got.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We would've
So
got so much. I didn't realize.
that's what I
that.
mean. There was a lot more planned. So the reason they axed the trilogy and decided to go with a show was because of how Solo performed in the theaters. Didn't really meet their expectations of what they wanted. So they were like, okay, we're not going to do this Kenobi trilogy. Let's just make it a show. So they fired the writer or let him go, whatever. And they took his whole script for the first movie and basically extended it a little bit. They added elements here and there, changed a couple of little plot devices, but like most of the stuff in this first season we got was all his brainchild. So that's why he's still in the credits of the show, like as a writer. So there was some different stuff and some really, really cool stuff that I really wish would have happened. And I'm just going to touch on this. There's a bunch. You can go to like comicbook.com or whatever and read it all. But this one is like an all-timer for me. So in his movie, it was planned that Obi-Wan Kenobi was living on Tatooine, not alone, like we saw in the show. He was like part of like this. He found refuge in this like little like commune of people who like worshipped this goddess.
Nice. He was in a cult.
Basically, that's how he was hiding.
Dang.
So it turns out like he's in this little cult or whatever. They worship this like goddess. and he's cut himself off from the Force. That's all the same until shit starts going down or whatever, and comes to realize that the goddess that this group is worshiping is the Force.
Dang.
They just,
Yeah.
different
Just
groups
call
of different people. They
Yeah.
didn't realize.
I love that because that's a lot. I don't want to cut you off. That's a lot like how the world is, like
Right.
with religion and shit.
Different
Everyone-
interpretation.
Yes,
Right. Exactly.
Love that. Love that.
So it hits a point where they are talking to him about to not fight against this whatever, and so he lets himself go to it and has a weird vision moment or whatever, where all of a sudden he opens his eyes. This is insane. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. He opens his eyes. He's on Mustafar.
Uh-huh.
He's looking around. He's like, how the hell did I get here? He sees a guy in the distance, maybe 50 feet, cloaked, hood up, black cloak. And he's like, Anakin, calling his name, getting closer. The dude turns around. It's fucking Luke Skywalker. It was like an alternate future of what could have happened if
I got
if
chills
if
all over
he
my
didn't.
body.
It's an alternate reality of what would have happened if he didn't let the Force come back to him and help the kids. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
He was seeing what
Yeah.
could have happened to Luke if he didn't. So he's on Mustafar. He's calling out. He thinks he's seeing Anakin. It's Luke Skywalker. Turns around. The writer said he had full plans to do what they did with the Mandalorian, like get Mark Hamill and
What?
do the
I'm pissed.
and do the. I literally have goosebumps all over my body right now. And there was going to be a fucking lightsaber fight between Obi-Wan Kenobi and fucking Luke Skywalker.
What?
Yeah, that would have been
On
crazy.
Mustafar, that was ending with him getting beat, Obi-Wan getting beat, and then
my
the vision
gosh.
comes full circle where he realizes
I have to take
this is
care-
the future if I don't.
take care of
Yeah.
Luke Scott. What?
And then he
I love it so
flashes
much.
out of the dream, and I'm like, dude,
So-
if we could have got an original trilogy character that everyone loves, lightsaber battling the prequel trilogy character that everybody loves.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It would have been crazy.
It would have been insane to see
It would
that.
have been insane.
And that also pays it's kind of a callback to I think it's Empire Strikes Back where Luke has a vision with Darth
Yes,
Vader.
that's what
and
they
it's
said.
Luke
That's the writer said that was his
in Darth
inspiration.
Vader's
Yes.
mask.
He said that was
Whoa.
his inspiration for writing that scene. And
Dude.
that's the coolest thing I ever heard.
Yeah.
No, that's sick. And especially I've been so bummed about the stuff I've been reading about Kenobi because I keep reading season 2, if they make it, is solely going to be Reva being
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's
No.
Padawan. And
Yeah.
I just
What?
don't want to see that.
Wait, what?
I don't want to see that either.
No. Please do not ruin Obi-Wan's
I
character.
know.
I'll be
That's why
please
when I
do
hear
not.
shit like that, I'm
I'll
like,
be
that's sick.
frank
Please
about
do
it. I don't
not.
want to see Reva ever again.
No.
That
Please do not
personally.
ruin Obi-Wan's character like
Yeah,
that.
she should have died. Dude, her character was dope, but she should have died. Darth Vader should have killed her.
Well,
Dude,
Jake-
so not only that, so people made such good points about her character. How okay, let's believe that to where hate or revenge is real good for keeping you alive in that world, because that's what the Grand Inquisitor says to her, right? He's like, revenge is good for the will to live. So she's angry, she's stabbed, she wants revenge. That's her will to live. She goes to Tatooine to kill fucking Luke. It should have ended with her realizing that that's not the way, not to kill Luke, and then she gets rid of her hate because she's going to let him live, and then dies. She should have died right then and there
Yeah.
because she let go. She
he-
let go of the hate
Yeah.
and realized I don't need to kill this kid, and then she should have died in that moment.
That's sick.
Instead, no, she still just got a fucking stab wound to the
Yeah.
gut.
Yeah.
Real
She's
quick
just
though,
chilling.
too. Some dude remade the Kenobi show into a movie,
Yeah,
and it's fire.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I've
Where
been
can you
hearing
watch
good
it?
things.
I'll send you the link. I didn't watch it all the way through yet, but the last fight between them, they add the Duel of the Fates music. The fight between the music they play when fucking Darth Maul and Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are fighting. Oh,
It's
folk.
sick.
Yeah.
bulk.
Yeah, well, because there was that movie that Sith sent us, that Spider-Man Lotus movie.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer for it, and I was like, I kind of want to watch this movie.
Have you not watched it yet? I didn't watch it either.
I don't think it's out yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Yeah, it's like an indie movie that's supposed to be released, and like, yeah, it kind of looks sick. But I guess it had something to do with the writer, the main actor is like just a. I just saw DMC is just a racist motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was sad.
Well, to move along to something else, because I could talk about Kenobi for 3 hours. But kicking it old school, I have a couple questions.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So first thing, because I was thinking, like, you ever hear like a song or like you smell a smell or you're at a place and it just takes you right back. You know what I mean, to something.
Yes.
What is something that makes you feel the most nostalgic?
Oh man.
Because it was in last week in Florida. Like, I just got into this thought. I was like, there are certain things where I'm like, dang, this takes me right back to a certain situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, anytime I hear Another Night by Mac Miller, I think about getting hammered in high school. And it was a great time because that was always one of the songs we always played. So every time that song comes on, I instantly go back to Dylan Snyder's house.
Yeah.
On like whatever street that is.
Yeah. I'm
16th Street.
music is a big thing for me.
Music.
I could hear some.
I love doing that.
I
I
could
do it
hear-
every time.
I could hear, and Mac Miller specifically, different Mac Miller songs will take me back to a different point in time. But smells is a big thing too. Like this is a funny story. So in my dorm room, my freshman year, we were stupid, and when we smoked weed in the dorm room like the whole year, which that's really dumb. I can get you kicked out of school. Our thought process was, I lived in Lincoln Hall in Morgantown, and
Oh yeah.
and we would it was right by Kroger, so we'd go to we'd take a Kroger run like once a week and buy the same bottle of Febreze spray and these Glade. They were orange Glade candles. I forget what the scent was called, but it was like Hawaiian something. And like we would keep candles lit. We'd spray fucking Febreze everywhere in our room because we were just smoking weed in it. And there's been times in my life over the past like 10 plus years where I've somehow ended up around one of those Glade candles, and I've smelled the scent, and it's like all of a sudden I'm back in that dorm room for like 5 minutes.
Dude.
It's weird.
Okay, so to keep it on the senses, there's a taste one for me. So anytime I can't drink blue Powerade anymore because Nikki would always mix Pop Off with blue Powerade. So anytime I drink blue Powerade now, I taste vodka in it just because that's like ingrained in my brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's very disgusting.
Yeah. I saw her last weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
She was at the wherever I was.
The
Center
most,
Market.
The most recent one I had, which was kind of weird, was like our adult league hockey team. Like the tape we use, like that you use in hockey. It was like I haven't, smelled that, and it has a distinct smell since like high school hockey.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was weird. It like took me back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bubba
that's a
smelled
good
his
one.
cup and he was like, "This is 7th grade." All over.
No, it's sad because I don't wear a cup. I don't wear a visor, face mask, neck guard.
You're gonna get hurt.
I know there's too much to cover. Like whenever I'm like coming to the point, someone's gonna take a shot. Like I literally don't have enough hands.
Dude,
to
you
cover
missed
all
it
the-
last night. Fucking literally like 2 minutes into the game, this dude from the other team, and this is the shit I'm talking about. This is why I wear a cage. This dude from the other team, like we got the puck down into their zone, and we were deep in their zone, and he was on D, right? And we're down in the trenches. It was one of those moments where like he just wanted to get the puck out. He just got in the corner and just turned a 180 without even looking and just sent a wrist shot down the ice. It literally went fucking.
Shit you don't
it went
do,
right
fucking
by
barely.
Parker's fucking head, like an inch away from Parker's fucking face level.
He doesn't wear a cage.
and
either.
he doesn't wear a cage. We got to the bench and Parker was like, "Dude, I almost got my fucking head taken off." I was like, "Yeah, like now you guys know why I wear a cage in this league because too much stupid shit happens."
Dude, and there was I'm thinking of all these.
Dude, I went into a deep rabbit hole.
So there was
Like,
another one this week. I went and got deodorant from Dollar General, and they still sell Bod. Remember
The
Bod?
spray?
Yeah, and I literally looked at it, and in my head, the theme song like went where it's like,
Yeah.
I got your Bod, or like
I forgot all about that
And
until
it's-
right now.
as soon as I saw it, it played in my head, and I was like, this is wild.
So
right now.
did you guys ever use Bod or Axe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I used
yeah,
Axe
just
for a
Axe.
little
I
bit.
used
Yeah.
both of them for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Axe, Fire.
Yeah.
I feel like I had like 5 of those at one time.
Yeah.
You know what
Which
was
is
cool about
embarrassing now.
Axe? They were like flamethrowers in a
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah,
dude,
were.
they
could-
were too. That's crazy.
What about yours?
I remember why I came across this thought, and it was because Thursday night, this Thursday, me and Angie just walked down to the St. Mike's Fair. One, that in itself was like the most nostalgic thing for me because Jake, all you guys have been there, but because we went there and it's like when I say nothing has changed, I mean down to the games in the back. Everything is in the same spot. The one tent where you throw the darts at the balloons, same spot
Yeah.
as it's been my entire life. All the tents, all the frickin' tables, everything's the same. So I was like, dude, this is actually insane. Like, I feel like I'm a little kid again. And then so we sat down and just we're listening to, there was a live band. They're called, they were good. They were called Easy Street, they were called. They're real good. And then they took their intermission, whatever, and they were just playing music over the speaker. So I'm sitting here in St. Mike's Fair, just looking around. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I feel like I'm a kid. And then, like, you know how, like, when a band takes intermission, they still play music, like, just random music. And then the good stuff by Kenny Chesney came on. So it's like a double whammy.
Did you start crying?
No, but I looked around at my life and I was like, this is wild. Like,
Yeah.
I've been blessed with a great life type deal. And then when we went back, we were laying in bed, I was watching TikToks, and then I don't know why, but Heartbreak Warfare by fucking John Mayer was on my TikTok, which is an old ass song. It's like 15 years old. And it's not like a specific part of my life, but like I remember just like playing that song when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like life, like holy shit. Like this whole day in general makes me feel like a kid again.
I always laugh
So it
when
was like a crazy triple whammy. of
I laugh
things.
when I go to St. Mike's because in between St. Mike's, you have the back of the school, and then there's that little alleyway between the back of the school and the gym.
Yeah.
So there's like that strip. Every day in 7th and 8th grade, me and Dallas would play John and Joey Baker in 2-on-2 football, and they would beat us every day.
Every time.
Literally every day. Me and Dallas never won. We've always come close, but we never won. And every time I'm back there, it just makes me laugh because that's always what we talked about is how me and Dallas could never win against them.
That's cool.
So
And then one
nostalgia.
more, and then what? The very simple question I asked in the Greg's today. It's funny because in Greg's group text, I'll randomly ask like, "What is your favorite?" Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
What is your
Now that
favorite?
you say it.
whatever. Yeah. Today I said, "What is everyone's favorite condiment?" So I just because there's a lot, there's a lot you can do with them. So I just am curious as to what everyone's favorite condiment is.
Since I already answered it, my answer was ketchup for the versatility. But honey barbecue is my favorite.
Okay, you're
It
ridiculous.
is like the taste.
Yeah. I mean, I was just going to say barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
general is my favorite.
So this is tough. I'm a big condiment guy, and like at my current point in life, I buy like the wing sauces from places, just use them as like condiments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my real answer should be just like a normal plain hot sauce because I will put that shit on fucking anything. I will put hot sauce on anything, and it's fire. But I have to say, probably what my favorite is currently is you can go to the store and you can buy I can't. I'm sorry, I can't
Louisiana?
say this word.
Louisiana liquor?
Louisiana Louisiana liquor sauce
Yeah.
from Quaker Steak. It's so fucking good.
It is
I'm
good.
telling you right now, anyone try the Louisiana liquor sauce as a steak sauce. Use it with your steak, like dip your steak in it. It's so fucking fire.
It's fire.
But anyways, it's just good on anything. That, and I put like fucking B-dubs parm garlic sauce on everything nowadays too.
Yeah, we know you like parm gar.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
say it again.
Parm gar.
No,
Parm
dude,
gar.
we
I've never heard that.
we
That's
always
funny.
used to make fun of Zarly in high school because he
Parm
always
gar.
got Parmesan garlic wings.
They're fire.
They are fire,
Right?
They
Like,
are
dude,
good.
like, it was such a weird thing to get made fun of for because, like, I'd just be like, they're fucking
Yeah.
bomb. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
But, dude,
talking about?
Remember in high school, we all hated each other. So, like, we'd talk
Yeah.
shit and be like, fucking Zarly's going to get his parm gar wings at B-Dub.
Probably get a side of peanut butter waffles with it.
Honestly, I'm appalled you said ketchup, if I'm being honest
Yeah.
with you.
Ketchup's
Why do
disgusting.
people hate? It's the best
Bubba,
condiment.
I'm
It's
not
disgusting.
appalled by
It's
that.
the longest standing. It's
Very
the best condiment.
versatile.
It's very
You could literally
I'm
put it
with
on
you.
it. You could put it on anything.
Yeah.
gross.
So mine was
delicious.
a little controversial in the group text. I had some people liking it. Some people are questioning me because they say it's not that versatile. I'm a big spicy brown mustard guy.
I like spicy brown mustard.
You know, I love a nice brown mustard. You can put it on like a brat. You can put it on a hamburger.
brat.
It's a big word.
Put it on a hot dog.
Yeah,
You can put it on any kind of lunch meat sandwich.
Mustard for me is one of those.
I love mustard.
It's like like mustard and ranch are like two condiments for me. Why I like them when they're mixed with other stuff. You know what I mean?
Honey mustard is
Yeah,
is underrated.
yeah.
It's top tier.
Underrated.
Honey mustard's pretty bomb.
Well, so I've been watching this show on FX called The Bear. It's pretty good, and it's about like restaurant and stuff like that. Long story short, there's a scene where
Is that
they're-
where Lip Gallagher's in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was good.
there's a scene where they go to make like hot dogs and stuff for these little kids at a birthday party, and like it's just like Chicago relationship. So they talk shit, and he just looks at his cousin and he's like, "Where's the ketchup?" And the cousin's like, "I didn't bring ketchup," and he's like, "Why not?" And he just goes, "Who fucking puts ketchup on a hot dog?"
Dude, yeah. So many
And it
people
was a
are.
great scene. It was
So
a
many
great scene.
people like that's a big thing. Like you don't put fucking ketchup on a
Yeah,
hot dog.
it's a great scene.
I'll stand by that. I
And
don't.
It
If
made me laugh.
if you're, what is your go to on a hot dog?
To be honest, so I'll start here because when I was a kid, I was a huge ketchup guy. Like I would make ketchup sandwiches, just
Oh
bread
my
and ketchup.
God.
See,
So
that-
I was-
I
You're
love
you're
ketchup.
a
That's gross.
madman. You're a madman.
So I loved ketchup on a hot dog when I was a kid. That's what I always put on. But now, I love a hot dog with just mustard on it.
Just
That's it.
mustard. Okay,
Nothing else.
that's fair.
mustard.
If I have the choice, mustard and onions all day. But I do love chili on hot dogs.
I have two. If it's more plain, it's ketchup, mustard, and onion. Or if not, it's a coney. It's mustard, onion, and sauce.
Okay. For me, my whole life it was just a plain hot dog. That's just
What?
Whoa.
dude. I was weird
And you
as a
call
kid.
me a madman.
No, so I was weird as a kid, right? I'm going to take it even further. When I was a real young kid, I made my parents skin the hot dog.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
Wow, that's interesting.
Huh.
I did.
I've done
I
some
made
weird shit.
I made
That's
my
pretty
parents. I was
weird.
like, I wouldn't eat a hot dog with the skin on the hot dog. I
I'm-
made them
Just
literally.
get like a
I'm gonna
potato
say-
peeler.
I think my parents just used a knife.
I'm going to say it. Never have heard that in my
Me
life.
neither.
Yeah,
I've never
right.
heard anybody
Eventually,
say that
eventually,
before.
I broke out of that, and I would just eat plain normal hot dogs, just bun and hot dog. Now in my life, I can't eat a hot dog. It's just got to be a chili and cheese dog.
Okay.
Chili
I mean,
dog
that's
with
good,
a little
yeah.
bit of sprinkled cheese on top. That's the
See,
go-to.
and I think sprinkled cheese is the way to go, opposed
yeah,
to
nacho
on a hot
cheese.
dog,
yeah.
for
Do
sure.
not
Yeah.
put nacho cheese
I-
on a
yeah,
hot dog.
I agree.
Disgusting.
Absolutely
agree.
not.
I agree.
Yeah.
Chili, a little bit of fucking shredded cheese on there. Fire. That's
agree.
that's the tea. That's my tea,
I love a nice dog, honestly.
dude.
Okay, here-
Speaking of that, shout out Joey Chestnut, a real American hero.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay, but can we talk? Can we? Why can we put Kobayashi back in?
Yeah, he got like.
I mean, this is bullshit.
Well, what-
no
what-
offense to Joey Chestnut.
Do you know
I
what
like
hap-
Joey
Do you
Chestnut.
know what happened to the Kobayashi?
They like banned him from the competition. Then
He-
he tried to come back the next year. We was banned, and like almost, I don't know if he tried to storm the stage, but like they saw him in the front row of the crowd, and the police took him out.
What I didn't know that, but like beforehand, what I know is that's just been going on for like 100 years or something crazy. And it became like it's famous for their like promoter guy, like the MC or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kobayashi was like the man. He was the best at the sport.
Yeah, he was.
And like when Joey Chestnut started, it became like the nationality thing. So it was like everyone was against Kobayashi.
Yeah,
and
what
like
it is.
that was like the portrayal story.
So it's racist.
Yeah.
So everyone was like booing him,
Essentially, right?
and he was like,
Right?
everyone cheered for me my whole career, and now everyone like hates me.
Kobayashi was the fucking guy. He was the guy. He was the he was the Joey Chestnut
So
of his
this
era.
is what we need to do. We need to get Dana White to organize a UFC type thing where it's just a battle of Kobayashi versus Joey Chestnut.
I agree.
In the middle of a fucking ring.
Well, dude, it's like
It's stupid. He wins by 20 dogs
it's
every year.
criminal. Like it's cool. Okay,
I didn't even know this.
We
whole
we
backstory,
do
to be
the
honest.
hot
I
dog.
didn't either.
We do the hot dog competition every year, but it's not a competition.
No,
Joey
no, no.
Chestnut just runs away with it. Why wouldn't we have two guys like when Chestnut showed up for his first time or whatever? He beat Kobayashi and it was like barely beat him. It was electric, whatever. And then they just don't let Kobayashi compete anymore.
Yeah, don't.
So instead of forming this like rivalry, which would be super entertaining,
Huge, yeah.
they just now Chestnut's just won every year since
That's what
then.
I'm saying. Don't you think
No
that would
competition.
be better for ratings?
It would be.
Especially
It
when
would
he could
be.
literally choke out somebody
Yeah,
while eating
win.
a hot dog
And
and
still
still win
win.
by 20
So
hot
that's
dogs.
that's electric.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah.
dude. Like there's
He said, "Get the fuck out of here." But no, I would love.
and the video's hilarious because it looks like he like in the movies where like you snap a guy's neck.
Yeah.
He tried to move.
The video
tried to
literally
kill the
looks like
man.
he snaps a guy's neck and just lets him fall.
Plot twist: it was Kobayashi.
But
Dude, yeah. Why not? We need a Kobayashi Joey Chestnut
rematch,
head-to-head
dude.
rematch.
Is there no one in like the back streets of America who's that good?
Who could compete? That's what I
apparently
mean.
not.
I don't know. Like it's a cool thing they do every year. It's tradition, whatever. But like I wish there was more of a competition aspect to it these days because it's just gotten stale.
Yeah,
In my opinion, you still like look forward to it, like whatever, like noon on 4th of July. I'm gonna turn it on or whatever, but there should be a competition aspect to it.
Did you guys see that lemonade dude crush that fucking gallon of lemonade?
See, I like those too. That the back,
that shit was
the
insane.
secondary
the
challenges,
Undercard, the
Yeah,
undercard,
the undercards.
This fucking big ass dude. I mean, huge guy. I didn't even know this was a competition. I just saw it on. I think Barstool posted it. Huge. It's a lemonade chugging contest.
Okay.
And this big ass fucking, I mean, huge black dude, like, he took this gallon of lemonade and did not take a breath. He chugged the entire thing.
I didn't see this.
Like, I mean,
I've seen it in years past.
A
yeah.
gallon. Like, he didn't like take a breather. He just all the way up and just chugged a gallon of lemonade.
4th of July.
Yes, it was the same thing, right? The same event,
within
right?
like the
Nathan's.
prelims.
It's like
or
the
whatever.
undercard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was insane.
I love that when they announce the guys that are performing in the hot dog competition. They'll be like, "He's the birthday cake eating champion of the world, the scallops eating champion of the world, and they just name all these random foods, the chicken nugget eating champion of the world." And
I'm gonna find it one day. There's one thing I can eat more than anybody.
See,
yes,
okay.
put yourself in the Guinness.
Great
Great segue.
What do you guys think you could compete in, like eating wise? I have mine because I've talked about this before.
I don't know. Back in the day, I used to say like, back when I was like in my early 20s, like getting high or whatever. I'd be like, dude, I would crush like 50 chicken wings and I could do it. Now I'd be like, no, I couldn't eat more than 10.
I think
I
for
don't know.
me,
I don't know.
off the top of my head, I think I could eat more tacos than anybody
Okay.
in a sense.
See,
That's a good one.
See, mine's not a speed
Your
thing.
homemade tacos or Taco Bell tacos?
So like
Big
I'm,
difference
I'm
in
talking
ratio.
like
Very big.
Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Oh,
tacos.
okay.
damn.
Authentic.
Yeah, like
we're going
authentic.
to the. All right.
See,
All right.
I'm
like
gonna.
steak and like the stuff, like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
cilantro stuff on top. Those kind of tacos, chicken, whatever you want to be, with flour, soft tortilla.
Soft tacos.
Soft
okay.
tacos.
I'm a crunchy guy.
Mine's not a speed thing because I don't know about speed, but like just in a sitting wise, I would eat. It's some kind of sweet. I would say probably donuts, because I'll never forget in chemistry class,
Not me.
AP chemistry class, we had to go in
Humble
on a
brag.
Saturday. When I look back on that in high school, I'm like, what the fuck is this about? We went on a Saturday for AP chemistry class, and Mr. Presbys bought everyone donuts, and everyone ate one, and I ate 6. And like I could have kept going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with donuts.
The Schwarf used to get a dozen
The
on
Schwarf-
the hockey
the Schw-
bus.
yes.
and eat
the
'em on
Schwarf is a different breed.
I feel you on the donuts thing. I've said this before on here. Donuts might be my biggest weakness in the world. I could easily eat probably like 6 donuts. Don't know if I could go higher.
Oh,
But if
I
it's
could.
me, if I'm talking what I realistically think I could eat more of than anybody, I'd say it's probably got to be ice cream or French fries.
Okay.
I'd put those two.
Can I get a
up
quick
there.
butt in here too?
Yeah, of course.
Like back to my, it's more of a sweet thing for me. Like
Yeah.
Angie made a loaf of banana bread with chocolate chips in it one day. I ate the whole thing. In
The
a day.
whole thing?
Yes, the entire thing demolished.
I had a whole
Can
box of
I-
wheat thins yesterday.
Can I have a quick interjection too?
Yes, you
I don't know
can.
if maybe I said this on here already, but like when I was in Hawaii, we went to a donut shop and I had one of the coolest, best donuts of my life. They took so you know how when you go to a donut shop, you have your like regular kind of donuts and then they make the cake donuts too.
Yeah.
2 different kinds of donuts, both fire. What they would do is they would take yesterday's cake donuts, crumble them up
No.
into crumbs. Then when they'd be making their donuts fresh the next day, so this would be the leftover cakes from the day before. They would make a normal donut the next day, dip it in glazed. So you make a normal glazed donut, dip it in the glaze,
Sprinkle?
and then sprinkle the crumbles of the cake donut all over and roll it in it.
Damn.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
fire. It was fire.
Wow.
I mean, dude, I'm sitting here. If you give me a dozen of regular glazed Krispy Kremes, I could eat them faster than
I
anybody.
think
at
I
this
could
table.
crush it,
Dude, I love donuts.
dude.
Donuts might be the weakness for real.
I'm telling you, it's my biggest weakness
Like
in life.
ice cream's good. I love ice cream. but
Donuts one of those things. Do you agree with me? You would eat like 3 bad donuts
Oh yeah.
just because there's donuts there.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes my boss brings in Tim Hortons donuts to work, and I don't even like Tim Hortons donuts compared to like
bottom tier. donut.
if you compare them to like Dunkin', Krispy Kreme, whatever. Tim Hortons is down there,
Agreed.
but I would still crush like 3 of them.
Agreed.
I think
just-
mine. I thought chicken nuggets, but while the Mexican vibe, chips and salsa.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Because
yeah.
it gets a little embarrassing at Cheddar's. You get like a free refill
Yeah.
on like the third one.
Yeah.
Like you got every main course. Do you want a refill? Yeah,
Yeah, of
I'll take a
course.
refill of chips.
Dude. Oh.
That's a good one, actually.
I haven't
Chips and salsa.
had Cheddar's chips and queso in a while.
Oh,
I haven't been
it's
to
good
Cheddar's.
It's
stuff.
fire.
It's good stuff.
So good.
Cheddar's is good every time I go, but I haven't
Haven't
been there in
I haven't
forever.
sat down to eat there in at least over a year's time, maybe 2 years.
Last time I was at Cheddar's was with you and Mom whenever we went like probably 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. I don't remember. The
Wow.
last time I was there.
Yeah.
Dude, Cheddar's was all the rage when it first opened up around here.
It was too.
It was.
It
was the shit.
seriously
Big
was.
doings
dude.
and wheeling.
Yeah, and it was different. It was like a different kind of Cheddar's. Now it's like a scratch kitchen now.
Yeah, now it's well, it got bought out by a different company.
It used to be a casual cafe.
Now it's was a casual cafe. Now it's a scratch
Now
kitchen.
it's a scratch kitchen.
So take that as you will.
You hate anything?
No, it's Saturday, so I made things I love list.
Let's go,
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Go
All
to
right.
we
Because
love.
it's the weekend. So things I love this week. Dive bars.
Dive
Yes,
bars.
dive bars are
Y-
nice.
music control. You control the music. The coldest beer you can get, and old men drinking away their problems. Nothing better. than a
Nothing
dive
better.
bar.
That is a fact.
And number 2, I saw a random shout out on Twitter. So the second thing I love this week is the Morgantown hot dog cart guy.
Okay.
Love that guy.
Shout out.
Yeah. Love that, dude.
Thank that guy for his service. He doesn't get enough credit for what he did.
Okay, so this is near and dear to my heart because that was my move. You get a hot dog from the hot dog guy after a night of drinking. It was fire.
He is fine.
You could get your hot dog however you wanted. I would always get chili cheese and then have him put a string of hot sauce on top. But does everybody know about the hot dog guy's past?
No, dude. Are we
I
deep
feel like
diving?
you're gonna ruin the hot dog.
I was
cart
gonna
guy.
say, should I ruin it for
I have no
everybody
idea.
or just let it go?
Just let it. You
Okay.
can tell us off
I'll tell
air.
off air.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin it for
Yeah.
everybody.
Shout out to him because
Shout
like, his services were impeccable.
Talk about a
But
redemption story.
He's got, but he's got a dark side to him. so.
Dang.
Wow.
But
What a turn.
okay,
What
do
a turn of
you
events.
remember though? You had the hot dog guy, right? Do you remember when the second hot dog guy came around who would park right outside of Lots of Matza?
Yes. Well, and there was one in Joe's too.
Well, the one in Joe's was the OG. Is that who we're
Really?
talking about? What hot dog guy are you thinking
See,
of?
I'm talking about another one.
Where does he post up?
A little bit up the street by like Sprint, I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Okay.
talking about the hot dog guy that was by the cleaners.
Yes.
You're talking about the guy. He was a white guy with a little bit longer
Yes.
hair.
No,
that's
I thought
that's
the-
who
Out
I'm
of the
talking.
back of his truck.
That's who I'm talking about.
No, the
Okay.
one I'm thinking of is
That-
black guy.
Yeah, that's the OG.
That's the
Yeah.
OG.
That's
what
the
I'm
OG.
thinking of.
He was all around town, and then eventually he made some kind of deal with Joe Mama's where they let him post up in the fence way of Joe Mama's.
Okay.
So anyone leaving Joe Mama's could grab a hot dog on the way out.
Class.
That's the OG.
Okay.
and that's the guy with the dark past.
Okay. Good. Thank God.
But the service he provided was amazing.
impeccable.
Impeccable. For years, I got his dogs, and I'd be like, man, you're the man. Like,
Yeah.
you're the guy. But then the guy showed up that we're talking about right outside the cleaners,
yes.
and he's probably been he's probably still going.
He is still
he's been
slinging
He's
dogs
been a
there.
staple for a while. His dogs are good, too.
Dude, where does Frank Figueretti
Dude,
line up in the hot
he
dog
has
guy?
great
His dogs
hot
are good
dogs.
as well.
His dogs are
Always
good,
good.
dude.
Very good. You go,
I think I've said it here. The worst I did was hot dog cart guy ate the hot dog. By the time I got to the taco truck, I got taco in a bag, and then I got sheets.
Nice.
All
That
in
is-
line.
that's just something else, buddy.
Nice.
All in the line back to
built
Sunnyside.
different.
I would sometimes rock a hot dog, eat the hot dog on my way to Casa, get
Yeah.
a slice, and call it.
Casa or Chico's was the main.
R.I.P. to Chico's.
Yeah,
Chico's
for
was
real.
fuck.
All about musket, dude.
Oh
No.
yeah,
All about-
yeah,
yeah.
it's
all
Chico's
about
and musket were
You're
the best.
absolutely
all
right,
about
buddy.
musket, dude. I gained
I-
so much
no.
weight from rusted musket, and I wouldn't change.
I
it
had-
For the
goddamn thing.
world.
Did you
My
get the
sophomore
Cleveland or
year-
did you get something else?
I got the Phoenix.
Oh, the
My
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
sophomore year, I got lots of fucking musket 2 nights in a row. And I never got it again. That's a fact. That's
You
a
only
fact.
ever ate it twice?
No. I used to get it.
Oh,
and then
okay. I was about to say, like,
I got it 2 nights in a row.
like you're gonna
and
die.
I swear to God, hand on the Bible, I never got it again.
Sandwich
after that.
U was fired too.
One of my
You
I
get screamed
hated,
at
I
by
hated
his-
Sandwich U. I was not a Sandwich U fan at all. Musket, dude, it's one of my biggest regrets in life that I never bought a Rusted Musket t-shirt. And now
Yeah.
it's gone. It'll never come back.
I will say the new place that's in Rusted Musket's fire.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know how you would describe it. Like New Orleans style
Oh,
Cajun
really?
food. Yeah, it's very good.
I have the Rusted Musket menu still on my phone.
It's incredible.
I'll never delete that picture.
No.
And quite frankly, I think I might blow it up, poster size, and frame it.
Hell yeah.
Just put it
Hell
on my
yeah.
wall.
But all right.
Has it been a time? Oh,
I
where'd
think it's
Bubba
been a
go?
time. But
Sorry, Bubba's peeing.
Bubba's peeing, so just make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman. Subscribe to the YouTube, the Juicebox Podcast. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and you can follow me at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the Diabetes Juicebox Podcast. And my name's Bubba Slider, and you can find me at Bubba Slider on Twitter. and
No, I think it's
Instagram.
Harry Slider.
Harry Slider on Instagram.
I feel real bad he's not down here. He's peeing.
Hurry up, Bubba.
Bubba!
We're trying
All
to
right,
close her out.
We plugged it for you at Harry Slider, right?
Hold on. Just give it a minute. There's nothing wrong with a nice pause. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play some music in between. Hurry up, Bubba. All right,
What an awkward ending to an episode.
that's okay. Yeah, it's just
WV football, Big 12 champs this year. I'm calling it.
You know what's crazy?
Anyone wants to bet me?
You know what's
Hit me up.
you know what I have beef with fucking impersonators of musicians, like Elvis impersonators.
Yeah. But at the same token, they provide a service.
They
If
do.
that artist is dead and they actually can perform the stuff well, then that's legit.
I just find it very weird, but I get what you're saying too.
I have something I'll say real quick before Bubba plugs himself. I was thinking, if anyone could make the Kobayashi, Joey Chestnut fucking rivalry come back to life, it's Barstool and Dave.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It is. It's them, for sure.
That's
Make it happen. Let's make it happen because I'm sick of this fucking fluffy bullshit every 4th of July. I don't want to see Chestnut win anymore. Bring back Kobayashi.
Bring it back.
Are we done?
Plug
close
yourself.
Okay, real quick. Rest in peace to Tony Sirico. Played
R.I.P.
Paulie Walnuts. One of the best HBO characters, and there's a lot of great ones. Follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slider. Yes, that's my name.
I'm only available on Twitter. Nothing else, just Twitter. It's at JuiceBoxZar, at JuiceBoxZar. That's ZAR.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in Reebok.
Don't get it twisted.
Bye-bye.